that he has COVID.
Shit. Anyone got a lighter?
He mentioned ivermectin is something more often.
What's everybody? What's everybody? What's up, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever it is in your time zone. It is Saturday, March 8th, 2025. This is NCC TV coming at you live from Amami City. We are live, or at least that's how it appears to my senses. Could be a brain in a jar somewhere. Don't know. Don't care. Shouts out to all my weasels out there. All my forest creatures rocking out to the realest of the real synthetic lifeform streamer. Trapped in a cyber brain and body like some kind of ghost in a half shell. In this late stage, hyper-capitalist dystopia. Forced to exist in this twilight realm to pay off my debt to society and my student loans. I hope you're having a good day, whoever, whatever, and wherever you are. We're about to jump right into it here on twitch.tv, youtube.com. High risk, high reward. Hi on live, Ethan Klein. If your name is Shakey Gerga, or if your name is my Discord, Gerga, or if your name is my Discord software, what's going on? Oh my god. Talk about a crash out. That's not supposed to happen. Are we okay, chat? Are we good? We didn't crash out like permanently. A small F, yeah, that was a, that's my software. That's system resources right there. I don't know what I can do to kind of minimize that. But just like when I heard that, I mean, you heard the music skip, right? That's what that was. That's what that was. It was like an overall, it was a crash out, chat. It's crashing out. That's just the word of the day, okay? That's like the phrase of the year. I swear to God. It's gonna be. Oh no. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Chat, I don't know. Is it because I downloaded an I can't say it. Is it because I, plugged my computer into a pocket dimension through which you can connect to like a legacy type system that doesn't exist in our current year, but still enjoy the games from that? That's what we're talking about, chat. Nothing else. Nothing. No kinds of emulations or anything like that. No simulations, no emulations. Just good old-fashioned fun. No, I got a copy of, I thought that I couldn't get Soul Hackers 1, but then Zara showed me how to. And it's a thing. It is possible. I played it today, but now I'm like worried since my system resources are so, like, I was just messing around with Discord. I was trying to pull up, like the Tim Allen voice. if I may. What the hell is going on with my Discord? What is going on with my everything? Yeah, I don't want to tax the system too much. Anyway, what I was trying to tell you is I've got the game. And I might play it. First things first, yeah. I was like, look, when I heard the crash out, I was like, what is that? Pretty psyched for you. All the SMT games are awesome sauce. This one looks especially awesome sauce. And after looking at a little bit of gameplay, I gotta say, there's a few things, like the cyberpunk genre, like really, like what it is, especially like looking backwards at the, at older cyberpunk stuff, right? It's somewhat of a prediction, somewhat of science fiction, of a prediction of what life will be like in the cyber future, which is now. We're already there in the cyber future. It's just not evenly distributed. But this one got some things right, including Elon's site, like the name of his site, right? There's a freaking platform called X. I'm not even kidding. There's an evil billionaire. I mean, who could have guessed that there would be evil billionaires in the future, right? Soul Hacker's good game. Anyone play? I mean, I've seen a little bit of... I haven't played it yet. I just watched a little bit of gameplay, and it does seem like a good game. But how are you doing, chat? Twitch stream went down. Hey, if... do I have to type this? If stream goes down, then an arrow, refresh. It's a good rule of thumb, if I do say so myself. I don't have a lot of rules of thumb. I only have 2 thumbs, so I don't know how many rules you can have, but I like to base my rules of thumb on my thumbs. SMT is one of my favorite series ever. Well, I want to play this sometime. Can you shut down a resource? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Everything looks weird. This is what I'm saying, chat. I was just saying, Ethan's crashing out. Cenk is crashing out. I was like, how am I gonna crash out? And I realized that's how my computer is gonna crash out. Yeah, I was like, no, I gotta have a crash out. Maybe I'll have a crash out about crash outs. You know what I mean? Like if I came on here and I was like, I can't take any more crash outs. You guys want me to cover every single crash out? Destiny crashes out. Cenk crashes out. Anna crashes out. Ethan crashes out. That's too many crash outs. I can't handle it. I'm crashing out. But I couldn't really manage that. I don't think I can fake a crash out. I don't know if I'm the crash out type. It's not how I handle things. I'm the freeze up type, not the crash out. Different style, I guess. Only people who know Hasan crash out. That's true. Amaranth crashed out. No, Amaranth. Oh god, Amaranth is getting bad, though. Wait. There's some weird shit with that Amaranth stuff, isn't there? Like, I saw this the other day where supposedly Amaranth was, robbed? But what I've been seeing lately on Twitter implies that maybe that didn't happen. Can anybody tell me? What's up, Bolognius? There seems to be some weird stuff going on with Amaranth, and I don't just mean the transphobia. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Don't forget to like the new YouTube stream. Is there a new YouTube stream? I think it stayed, right? For now. Okay, so Apollonius says, I don't think the home invasion was fake. She supposedly returned fire on one of the invaders. So is this just people hypothesizing? Yeah, I don't know if there's really something going on with the Amaranth stuff or if that's just Twitter weirdness. Oh yeah, shut down resource intensive processes. Let's see what my taskmaster, I call it taskmaster, chat. I know it's not the official name. Huh. Okay. It's Chrome. I'm just gonna shut some more, I'm gonna shut some more tabs. I think that's what I need to do. Especially if I want to have any chance of playing any games tonight, chat. I don't know if we'll do that tonight. Maybe tonight's not the best night to play. But I swear to God, like, it's too weird, isn't it? That I had these, computer problems right after downloading some software. They wanted crypto is what they were yelling. They pulled me out of bed. God damn. Well, anyway, I haven't really looked at the Amaranth stuff. We didn't cover the first Amaranth stuff. I'm a little late on that. The usual kind of weirdness of people not believing her because of her history of lying. Well, see, that's the other thing is I heard people disputing the stuff that happened with her ex-husband. I don't know. I don't know if any of this is real. Yeah, Lexical, it is definitely a good idea to like the stream if you haven't already. Regardless of whether the stream is... Yo! Oh, I look extra cute today? You really think so? Thank you. That is really sweet of you, Omega Star. Haven't been following Ammo, just saw the discussion about her being robbed and then... Well, no, she was right-wing first and then she got robbed. And some people think that she... Some people on Twitter are saying that she faked the robbery in order to distract from the transphobic crash out. I mean, she's acting like a proper asthma Nazi. She's reacting to like Asmongold. Like she's like a reaction streamer for right-wing political slop, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, regardless, chat, her crypto wallet got robbed. They took all of her apes. All of her apes gone. You know, can you chat? I was imagining this the other day, right? If the crypto bros continue to take over our government, as they have already started doing, you're gonna You're gonna right-click somebody's ape and click save, and there's gonna be like sirens, you know? Wee woo, wee woo. And they're gonna come and get you. They're gonna be like, did you click on someone else's ape? Like, how dare you? That's an NFT. You cannot funge a non-fungible token. And you were trying to funge. You were trying to funge, so you're going to jail. You're going to the most horrible jail that we can put you in. Reality. Oops, you're already there. She was already on Kick. I don't know if she needs to hide her transphobia. I mean, look, there's a lot of reasons that people go to Kick, and I do know, like, at least a few non-chuds that are on there. I know a few chuds, too, including Chud Logic and Destiny. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Oh my god, the people that you find on, Kick, they fall into categories, right? There's your proper chuds, your Nazis, your creeps, and then there's, like, I don't know, what the fuck do you call Destiny? Because, like, here's the deal. It is not like a... Like, even though there are people that aren't super right-wing on it, it's not a platform, like, for everyone. Like, the audience is pretty fucking toxic itself, right? But some people end up going there because they got banned somewhere else, and, you know, they're not bad people. They're just in a tough situation. But yeah, it's usually more like people like Destiny, right? Like, if there are people that are left-wing at all, they're left-wing, but they love to say the N-word or something, right? That I don't know. Somehow that gets them street cred, or they're Chud Logic, where, you know, you just can't wait to say the T slur. That's probably why he's on Kick, to be honest. It's like a fine, it's like a delicacy for him to say the T slur. It's a rare treat. Natalie says, I saw a video that alleged Amaranth luring the attackers into the room where she had a gun. Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't even know. He's in the Chud category. Yeah, he's in a category all to himself. That's right. Can only describe Destiny as a slug. Destiny's only there because he has no other place to go be unfiltered. Destiny is a personality stream. It's all his interest. Yeah. Has she talked about it yet? Has she talked about Silly and Billy? And why is Jink alone? Why is he looks so lonely doing the show all by himself. What's up, Jonathan? Yeah, we're expecting kind of a record-breaking crash out from Jink tonight. Also, I wanted to ask you, chat. I mean, right now I've got Hasan exposes DDG on the bonus content, and it looks like that's winning. It looks like that's winning. I mean, I've got two things from Hasan. One is, and I don't know if I can actually watch this, right? He went on Theo Von. And look, I got real questions about Theo Von. Like, the biggest thing I've seen from Theo Von was him doing like aw shucks anti-Semitism, where he's like, yeah, but why do Jewish people hate white guys like me? Like, right? And it's just like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I mean, but from what I understand of Theo Von, the thing that makes him interesting to people is he's kind of like a jump ball, right? He is somebody that does not have a political ideology, right? So whatever comes out of his mouth It's just like unfiltered. And you know, in other ways he's surprisingly open about things, or surprisingly understanding. Like, he's not having the weird thoughts that Destiny does about Palestinian people. He seems to get that issue. But then, yeah, the shit that... He had Clandis Owens on right before Hasan, that's right. But what I saw Hasan doing, I mean, it looked pretty good. Because it's like, here's the deal. Like I said, Theo Von... Dude doesn't have ideology. I mean, he does recognize things vaguely as like right-wing or left-wing, but he's not really thinking about the narrative that he is perpetuating on his show. So when somebody like Hasan comes onto his show, comes onto his platform, which is a fairly large platform, like it's a bigger platform than Hasan's, it's like, it's kind of... There's a way to, like, utterly change the programming. You know what I mean? To kind of push it in a more progressive direction. And that's what it seems like Hasan is doing there. He did okay. Yeah, I was surprised. The Vanguard are snowflakes? Really? Tell me more, Mr. Cranky. You should check out the Vanguard, says Steven Sayers. I think you're right. I think that's a good advice. I don't know if that was for me or for other chatters, but... My brother watched Rogan and Theo. I hope that Hasan can reach out. So yeah, well, I guess we'll take a look at that. We'll see how much time we have for that. And then maybe see if we can get some bonus content going. We are at 10% of the dono goal. 65 of you have voted so far. Of those 65 votes, 42% want to see Hasan expose DDG, which is kind of a rabbit hole of its own. So if we get that one, we need to get to it soon, right? Because that's a few videos to really understand what's going on. But there's some kind of strange, like, community of, like, stalkers. Like, Twitch stalkers out there. And Hasan, you know, talks about it a little bit. We get, you know, a sense of what that looks like from the incident. I showed you a little bit of this incident. I didn't show you the really scary part, right? But there was an incident called it's a Sisathon, right? It's a marathon with Senna, Valkyrie, and Imaru, maybe some other people too, but they were IRL streaming from the pier. They were just on camera for a long time together, and they ran into this guy who at first seemed like okay, or, you know, sort of okay. They took a picture with him, and they thought that, you know, that was that, and he ends up following them and getting really scary. And the scariest thing about this incident is that there's people on Twitter that were like blaming the streamers. They were blaming the women for this guy, like, and his... I mean, the guy literally made like threats on people's lives and stuff, right? And somehow it's like, oh no, it's the streamer's fault. So yeah, and then Hasan has kind of some insight, I guess, on how certain communities, like maybe even DDG, weaponize these people to go after their enemies. Sistathon was mainly Senna and Ray. They brought in other people. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's a common tactic for marathons. Does Theo Von only feature macho-coded guests? I don't know. Wait, what the fuck is DD Jizzle? That sounds messy, whatever it is. Wait, who? Mr. Cranky, are you having a tough time? I'm sorry. Trying to help as much as I can here. Just controversial, Gus. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what got Hasan on. But anyway, like I was saying, guy needs help, or oh, the guy from the pier. Oh yeah, I was right in the middle of telling you what the results of the poll were. Yeah, 71 votes. First place is Hasan exposes DDG. Second place, Francesca responds to Cenk. Cenk threw Francesca under the bus on Jillian Michaels. I don't think... Chat, do we need to watch the whole Jillian Michaels thing? One in chat if you think there's some stuff in there that I need to take a look at, right? There's Cenk on Jillian Michaels. There's Cenk on Dr. Phil. Now, I don't know if I guess, did the Vanguard get away with watching Cenk on Dr. Phil? I'm always worried with people that have been on television that they're going to have some kind of... that somebody's going to claim the video. You're good burgers. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, we got 2 goals to possibly hit tonight. One of them is the trampoline goal, and that is simply put 10 teal super chats. If we get 10 teal super chats in the next 1 hour and 20 minutes or so, then I will get my ass on a trampoline for the rest of the stream, and I will have to bounce. I will be forced to bounce on the trampoline. So that's one goal. The other goal is the dono goal, which looks a little something like this. We're at 10% right now. If we get to 90% by the end of the stream, then we'll do some extra content. We'll do one of these topics, right? The dono goal goes forward every time somebody donates, whether it's a super chat, a super sticker, if you give yourself a membership, if you give memberships to other people on YouTube, if you support me on Throne, or sign up for my Patreon, or if you support me over on Twitch, which I appreciate very much because dudes like Ethan Klein, Dan Saltman, and Destiny are doing everything they can to make it sure that small political streamers like myself do not get monetized. So the only way I get paid is through the support of viewers like you, to whom I am very grateful. You know who else I'm very grateful to? My Patreons. I massively appreciate people supporting me on Patreon. Everybody on my Patreon gets my videos before they come out. They get them unedited and uncensored. Everybody at the $5 level or higher, you also get a shout out. So let me do those shout outs now. Shouts out to Orlt's Ellipsis. Shouts out to Temporal Insanity. Shouts out to Steven Sayers. Shouts out to Funky Monkey. Shouts out to Shaxby. Shouts out to Sarah. Shouts out to Nadia Yvette. Shouts out to Moe Noe. Shouts out to Magoggles. Shouts out to Just Julie. Shouts out to Jules K. Shouts out to Izzy Mandius. Shouts out to Infallible Fowl. Shouts out to Hot Ham Radio. Shouts out to Good for Gabby. Shouts out to Buffy Geek. Shouts out to Animus. And a fancy shout out to Zara Xerix, to Rachel K, and to Omega Star. And with that, chat. Oh yeah, so I gotta explain this part, right? So when you donate, you can let me know in the chat which of these topics up here. You'll also see them on the poll. If you're watching me on Twitch, feel free to go over to YouTube for the poll. I'm not telling you to, watch it on YouTube. You watch it on Twitch if you want to. You watch it wherever you want to, actually. But if you want to vote, you got to vote on YouTube. And when you do vote, leave me a like, because that helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it greatly. But yeah, when you let me know in chat which of these topics you are behind, if you want to put your money behind one of these topics, I will turn it into a percentage, and I will add that percentage to the overall percentage that the topic is getting already. And you might just push your favorite topic over the line. You can also say Vox Populi if you want to just like help out the voters and be like, no, it should be about the voters. You can say Vox Populi, which is right there. But either way, that is how that works. And I believe that I have been edging you for long enough at this point. Let us now get to Shakey Gerga. Are you ready for this crash out? I know I am. Crash out. Oh yeah, also speaking of Shakey Gerga, do you remember the guy that came up with Shakey Gerga? It was some guy that was talking to a woman on the whatever podcast, and she was like, well, I know Hasan, and I know you don't like Hasan, but I think he's pretty cool, and right? And so this guy starts talking shit about Hasan, and she's just like, I don't care. And he's like, well, you know, the worst thing about Hasan is that he's connected to Shakey Gerga. And we figured out that Shakey Gerga is just how Andrew Wilson, who's the guy, aka Big Papa Fascist, that's what he used to go by when he was on Twitch. He thinks that Cenk Uyghur is pronounced Shakey Gerga. I don't know, chat. He thinks his name is Shakey Gerga. I don't understand, but I do want to thank Natalie Marie for making this video available, because look, I don't always have access to stuff that is on, looks like this is the TYT live show. Yeah, I definitely don't have access to anything that's members only, so if anybody ever wants to send some secret tape that you've solid snaked out of the TYT Polymarket compound, I massively appreciate that. Yeah, Andrew Wilson, okay, Big Papa Fascist. So the thing with Big Papa Fascist is he Papa'd right up again. And it was in response to Sam's appearance on Piers Morgan that we saw. Now, Chad, if you'll remember, in Sam's discussion with Benny Johnson, they end up talking about something called the top marginal tax rate, which is, okay, the amount that one pays on their income past a certain level of income. That's the important thing about it, right? So in other words, if the top marginal rate was, 1 million and you earned 2 million, right? You would pay taxes on not your first, you would pay that rate, the top marginal rate, on the second million, right? So, this isn't like this isn't like the top marginal rate is not a rate that everybody is charged. It's not even a rate that anybody is charged. The way that taxes work is there's brackets, and from 0 to 12,000 or whatever, you pay this much. From 12,000 to 24,000, you pay this much, right? It's like that. But these shitheads that want a flat tax, I mean, I don't think they know how taxes work. I don't think they know much of anything. And for somebody that's gonna say that Hasan is a dunderhead and a himbo and a not very smart guy, it's weird. It's weird. Like, yeah, Andrew Wilson thinks he's really fucking smart, but he's not. So anyway, he's on Sam's radar now. And Sam has offered to go on his show. This guy says that he's been trying to get a debate with Sam Cedar, but it doesn't seem to have happened. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We might see him show up on Andrew Wilson's show. Now, the strange thing about Andrew Wilson is we do know, so there is somebody who's a friend of the show that is apparently on pretty good terms with Andrew Wilson, on pretty good terms with Big Papa Fascist, has done some moderation for his debates, and that would be President Sunday. So yeah, maybe we can watch President Sunday show me how to moderate a debate correctly, because apparently I'm not very good at it. So I'll have to watch Sunday for cues when he goes and helps his friend Andrew Wilson out. Anyway, let's get started. See what this crash out is all about.
I just read a super chat that I was amused by. Okay, here, I'll read it for you guys. Leox writes in, to Cenk, who paternalistically believes that he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by a mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the trans to wait for a more convenient season. Sit down. First of all, I appreciate the $20.
I love that he thinks that attacking trans people and saying that they want too much, that's helpful. Right? If you really believe that this issue is such a loser, maybe try to talk about things that might have a greater impact on people. Because overall, whether like 10 athletes get to play sports or not is not going to, impact the people that are mad about that situation as much as something like something like shutting down Medicaid, something like cutting Social Security, something like cutting SNAP, like that kind of stuff that's happening right now is going to be a lot more impactful. But no, Cenk is still talking about, right, he's such a trans ally that he always gets talking. He always talks about this issue, as if there was enough leftist infighting about it, then the right wing would just leave it alone. Anyway, his volume is too low. That is probably true. Let's see if we can do anything about that. All right. Does this help?
So second of all, yeah, no, you're absolutely wrong. And I don't care what you think, and you don't care what I think. We're even, okay? So if you say to me, "Hey, I'm going to protect my..."
Look, Cenk, I wish that I didn't have to care about what you think. All right, and maybe if you continue to shrink your platform, one day it won't really matter. But for now, you've got a fairly large platform. You've got people that consider themselves progressive still watching you. You look at a poll saying that not many Americans support trans participation in sports. There's a reason for that. And you're part of that reason. You're part of that reason. You saw the issue. You were like, ooh, spicy. Gotta have a debate about this. Gotta talk about this. Can't possibly leave this to sporting bodies that make the decisions about who gets to play in certain divisions and who doesn't, based on science. And based on that science, their decision had been like, yeah, it's fucking fine for trans people to participate in sports, right? It's only when this has become a political issue, when it's voted on by people who don't know endocrinology from a hole in their ass, that you get a different result. But he's gonna, I mean, look at how much he blames trans people for this.
Muslim rights by spray painting Hamas all over statues.
Is that loud enough, chat?
In DC and burning the American flag. I'm going to tell you, hey, moron, that doesn't protect my rights.
So, standing up for the rights of trans athletes, not a lot of people, but they do exist. And just like any other athlete, they've trained their whole life at a certain sport. They want to participate. They want to compete, right? If you're talking about trans women, they can't participate with men. Cenk, do you know why? Because I don't necessarily get the feeling that he knows much of anything, right? It's because trans women generally, you know, the trans women that would be participating in sports have been on HRT. They take a combination of anti-androgens to reduce testosterone levels along with estradiol to raise their estrogen levels. So they really are at a disadvantage, a physiological, biological, whatever fucking words you want to throw at it, advantage, you know, being, I don't know, would you, you know, toss these athletes into the men's division? So the problem that you seek to solve of fairness, right? By being on the right side of this issue, the wrong side of history, right? And all you got to do is look back to the past and see how people have been excluded from sports in the past, and with many of the same arguments that you now hear levied against trans participation in sports. But yeah, it's not something that should be a political issue. And it's partly because of shitheads like this that could not resist that political issue, could not resist virtue signaling as being like, I'm a open-minded kind of guy. I'm not completely like left-wing all the way down the line, right? And I mean, this whole virtue signal that you started a couple of years ago has turned into a whole lane of content for you to punish the left for liking, I don't know, bread tubers better than your tired ass bullshit, like mealy mouth, lukewarm progressivism from 2008. Yeah, the world has moved on and you've stayed in the same place. Hank had it right. Cenk is in an intellectual cul-de-sac. That's what he's cultivated for himself, right? He just went, you know, a certain you know, to a certain place on the left and was like, oh, there we are, the cul-de-sac, let's cut it off. Anything beyond here is the max left, and that's really bad. That's scary. That's like spray painting positive sentiments about Hamas on the Liberty Bell. Is that what he's talking about? This guy. And oh my God. When you're attacking something that happens in a protest and like blaming it on, I don't know, all the protesters, that should show you something. That should show you something right there. Right there, that's all it takes is one, you know, moment of bad optics for you to turn against your own movement, like you have with trans issues too. Anyway, Chad, I'm yapping too much. Let's see what he has to say.
It actually makes things way, way worse. So please sit down, because you're an idiot who's totally and utterly counterproductive. And do you speak for all trans people? I don't know who you are, okay? But I went on a show that with 4 trans women.
So yeah, that's great. That's great. Brianna Wu, the doll cast, right? Somebody that's a pariah in the trans community, someone who I call Trandis Owens, because she really does occupy that same space, right? She is the Candace Owens of trans people, right? But she can speak for all trans people. That's fine, because you fucking gave her a platform. You uplifted that shit. That is like me going to Candace Owens and being like, tell me about the Black experience, Candace. Oh, DI is, you know, is really bad. Okay, thank you. I'll take note that all Black people like feel this way on this issue, right? It's just, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous, and you'd hope that he'd be past this by now.
Women, they 100% agree with me. Do they speak for all trans people? Of course not. No one speaks for all trans people, all Muslim people, all Americans. No matter who online yells louder. Oh, I'm the one protecting them because I have the most counterproductive moronic strategy where we go super extreme. And when we go that extreme, the Americans will love us. No, they won't. They'll hate trans people.
My question is, what he's doing right now, was this always this cringe and I just didn't notice? Because it was like, of course, well, we're going to say there's weapons of mass destruction, even though there's not weapons of mass destruction. And we're going to go into Iraq, even though our problem was with Saudi Arabia. Of course. Like, was he always this bad? No matter what he talked about? Shakey Gerga says Amul's Aluhe. That is the territory that we've wandered into, chat. We can't stop here. This is Giardia country.
Don't do that to them. By the way, every one of the people who say we're anti or I'm anti-trans is a giant liar, okay?
You have a huge chip on your shoulder, sir.
So for example, I do the Jillian Michaels interview. I get Jillian to agree, yes.
Shower Chat says he was always this performative and sucked. Been going on for about a decade. Yeah. I mean, I want to say that there's been times when he cooked, but I don't know.
Trans people should be protected in bathrooms. They should be able to go to any bathroom they like. They should be protected in the military, and they shouldn't be kicked out of the military. Did anyone ever tell you that in the shows that you were watching? Of course not. They just said, "Oh my God, he said that they should."
I'm sorry, what? Okay. Wow, I'm sorry. So, Natalie, was there a part to this before here where he mentions like the Vanguard or Francesca? Like he's going right from an argument about, trans participation in sports being a radical and like harmful issue, and like a virtue signal for people rather than anything useful for actual trans people. He went right from that to like he didn't say go with me, but he needs us to go with him into his own mind palace, where Silly and Billy are like in the walls. He's like, "Oh, that's not what they told you on that show of yours, that show that you watch. You know that show where they talk shit about TYT? That's not what they told you, is it? That's not what you heard on there. They won't tell you that I'm actually for trans people. They'll just tell you all the bad things that I do. Or all the bad things that I say, all the transphobes, all the fucking turf shows that I go on, right? They'll just tell you that stuff." Wait, he says Ryan Vanguard by name. Wait, sorry, Ryan? Section.
They shouldn't be forced into professional sports. How?
That's the thing. Do you hear what he's saying? Trans people are just like, what? Professional sports? And they're like, come on, get out there, bitch. Get in the locker room, hit those weights, hit that track. You're gonna compete in professional sports, whether you like it or not, Missy, because we on the Max Left have decided that trans people are gonna participate in sports. What? Look, there's not a... You'll find like less professional or competitive athletes amongst trans people than you will amongst cis people, because it is really fucking hard to be an athlete and be trans. The spaces that you need to occupy to become a successful athlete are very unfriendly spaces to trans people. That's all. It's very much discouraged by society. And so there's not as many trans athletes as there is, athletes for the general population. Right? And you look at the examples of some of the people who have competed, who have participated, and how they became the subject of harassment. And you can understand why that is not, there's not like a lot of people. That being said, athletes are athletes and they train their entire life. And if somebody is trans and an athlete and has been able to stick with it long enough to be competitive, the idea that you're just going to fucking give, even if it's one person, which it is very, we are talking about like the single digits here. you know, in terms of collegiate athletes or you know, whatever sport you want to talk about. We are talking about a very small amount of people. But that being said, those people deserve the chance to compete. Brianna Wu, whose show you went on, we watched her interaction with Mark Lamont Hill and saw that she herself does not actually think that there's that much of an advantage that comes from being trans, but she just wants to give in on that issue because of optics. And it's just like, well, you know what? If you want to give up on the issue, give it up to somebody who knows about it. Give it up to somebody who understands about it. Give it up to the sporting bodies that make the determination of who's in and who's out. And that still may not be good enough, chat, because it's been politicized. And those sporting bodies are scared. And, you know, Donald Trump, like, breathing down their neck, right? I mean, it is pretty fucked right now, but mainly because Trump got elected and he's going full hog. He's going full hog on everything. He's giving the religious right and the Project 2025 people everything they've always dreamed of. And yeah, you know, like, you know, intimidating any sporting body that would allow trans people to participate or, you know, empowering it to be prohibited is definitely part of that. But don't act like, oh no, chat. So Cenk talks a lot about himself as some kind of maverick, as being the independent left, as being the true progressive left, and then the DNC people, right? They're not real. They're you know, the establishment, right? And this establishment is bad. But here's where Cenk Gerga and the establishment shake hands on blaming the failure of Kamala Harris to be elected as president on trans people. That's weird. That's weird. The issue that you sort of define yourself as like how you're different than the Sam Cedars and the, you know, Kyle Kalinskis and the Mike Figueritos and, you know, all these other people, right? Is an issue that you agree with Morning Joe, with Seth Moulton, with all these establishment Dems on. They would love to blame this election that had everything to do with Kamala and the Democratic Party's unwillingness to actually attack the real enemies of the American people, the millionaires and billionaires who are running our country right now. Their reticence to stand up to them has empowered them. But yeah, I mean, this is...
Dare he? I am the great protector of trans people. And I will tell you what is true, and I speak for all trans people and all marginal communities. Bull crap. You don't speak for anyone. So run your mouth, and I don't care. And you think you're like Martin Luther King?
Listen, Cenk, my opinion on this matter reflects the opinion of the trans community more so than Brianna Wu's opinion. Like I said, Brianna Wu is a pariah. Brianna Wu is an outlier. Brianna Wu is a pick-me in the trans community. Brianna Wu, yeah, occupies that Candace Owens space. And she's utterly reviled. And it really needs to be noted that that's the trans creator you felt comfortable interacting with, right? You chose the one person in the trans community that doesn't find your viewpoint to be objectionable. You sought her out, you know. I mean, like, not one person. Let's see, we could do Blair White, we could do Caitlyn Jenner, or we could do Brianna Wu. But yeah, it's a pretty rare. Yeah, I'm not saying that every you know, trans person out there shares my perspective that, it should be depoliticized and left up to sporting bodies. But I'm saying that that's a lot more of a common, perspective than the kind of just step on me, mentality of a Brianna Wu.
Because you have these insane ideas of putting
there's insane ideas that were backed up by the International Olympic Committee until political pressure was applied to them. Insane ideas like the ideas that are backed up by physiology, by endocrinology, by sports science, which there is sports science. There's a science around athletic performance, right? And these are the kind of people that actually made the decision that you lack you lack the knowledge to even be able to begin to understand. Half of the time when I hear Cenk, you were talking about trans people in sports, he's like talking about like what is it? Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather deciding to switch divisions into women's boxing one day and just saying, I self-identify as a woman and therefore I will fight women now, right? You're talking about somebody with a full complement, who is trained all his life with a full complement of testosterone, competing with people whose systems are estrogen dominant. And yes, indeed, this would not be fair, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'm getting ahead, more importantly, of Shakey Gerga here. Let's let him say all the cringe things he has to say.
Again, I hate to use this example, but it's the most over-the-top thing I've ever heard. Putting people like Floyd Mayweather into women's boxing, you think you're helping?
Wow, that's a real danger, Cenk. I'm glad you're out there protecting us from all the Floyd Mayweathers trying to sneak into women's boxing. Next, it'll be Conor McGregor trying to sneak into women's MMA. Yeah, Cenk, you're really, I love how you're look, chat, he's the protector of women, right? He'll protect you just like Trump, whether you like it or not.
Trans people? Because if he declares himself, I know it's a stupid hypothetical by Piers Morgan, but you can't say yes to that hypothetical. You can't argue that that is the correct strategy for trans people because you're going to cost them their rights. And you have. We had it on bathrooms in the military. And then you morons insisted, no, these extra privileges are constitutional.
He doesn't understand what happened. Trans people were never trying to make this a central issue. You know why, Cenk? Yeah, and this is how ignorant he is. You said we had the rights for trans people to go in the bathroom where they feel most comfortable. We had the right for trans people to be integrated into the military. What he doesn't realize is that we also had the right for trans people to participate in sports. Right? By and large, sporting committees, when they looked into this question, they looked into the science. They said, it's fine under these conditions. And usually the conditions are, a certain amount of time on HRT, where these people are not having a testosterone dominant system because they don't want a testosterone dominant system. And sometimes, certain hormone levels in blood tests, right? That was the entirety of the stipulations put on trans participation in sports. And we had that until assholes like you decided, ooh, this is a spicy issue. And you're so ignorant that you think that this isn't happening yet. Cenk, it happened. Trans people were allowed to participate in sports at the highest level since I think the mid 2000s, Cenk. And you know how much the world has never been the same since, right, chat? All the medals dominated by trans. Oh, wait, that's right. No, none of the medals. Nobody won a medal. Trans people could participate in the Olympics and it didn't fucking matter. And I hate that I even have to say it like this, right? Because the worst thing about this is that, as a trans athlete, like the worst thing that can happen to you is you win something, right? You train your whole life. You want to be competitive. You want to win something. But if you even place fourth, and Riley Gaines is in fifth, and she says, I could have had fourth. I could have had fourth. Then your fucking ass is gonna get harassed. You're gonna become a pariah. But yeah, he's too ignorant to know that this has already come to pass. It's not that trans people were asking for the right to participate in sports. Trans people had the right to participate in sports. So why did assholes like this make it an issue? Because he wanted to make money. It's controversial. He couldn't resist the catnip. Cenk, I fucking blame you for the loss of trans rights. That's right. It's your fault.
Constitutional rights. You don't have a constitutional right to play in the WNBA. You don't. Okay, and when you insist on absurdities, you drive hatred towards that community. Stop hurting my community, the Muslim community. Stop hurting the trans community.
Oh my God, chat. I don't know if I can do this research this fast, but I'm curious whether the WNBA has had WNBA trans. I'm seeing, you know, there's definitely trans athletes in the WNBA on the non-binary. I'm just wondering what the rules were, right? Because like most sporting bodies did allow trans participation, and in most sports it made zero difference. And I'm wondering if maybe the WNBA had, you know, before trans rights became such a highly politicized issue, I wonder if trans people were allowed to participate in the WNBA. Like, see, the thing is, Cenk doesn't know, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care to know. He just makes the assumption that it's a bunch of trans people being like, let us in the WNBA, let us in the WNBA. It's a bunch of, in his mind, it's like these giant trans bodybuilders, and they're all like demanding to be let into the WNBA. And it's just like, I don't think that's even right. There was a non-binary player who has since retired. Yeah. But I'm just wondering about like the rules of participation if the WNBA was open to trans women. Right? That's what I'm curious about, and I'm going to guess yes. If it's like a lot of other sports, then the answer is yes.
Stop being so stupid. All right, back on TYT, Cenk.
I love that transition.
John and Jordan with you guys. Also, some guy, and Amir Mujikovic, I believe. Thank you for signing up, guys. We appreciate it. Disco Stew. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. And all right. All right, I'm going to do one comment here real quick from Super Chat. Ryan Isbell wrote, and Wolfpack has been fighting to get money out of politics for 14 years. How's that going for them, Cenk? Your own logic for Nancy Pelosi used against you. Oh, you're so clever, Ryan. So the guys at Wolfpack are like mechanics and electricians.
Omega Star with the Super Chat. Shut your mouth, Cenk. Shut your mouth. Now, what is he talking about here? So somebody, he's looking at a super chat, right? Somebody paid to talk shit about Wolfpack, I guess.
For them, Cenk. Your own logic for Nancy Pelosi used the comment here real quick from Super Chat. Ryan Isbell wrote, and Wolfpack has been fighting to get money out of politics for 14 years. How's that going for them, Cenk? Your own logic for Nancy Pelosi used against you. Oh, you're so clever, Ryan. So the guy said.
So he must have said something earlier about like Nancy Pelosi's been trying to do XYZ for 20 years and hasn't been successful. So that's I think what the chatter, what the super chatter means.
At Wolfpack are like mechanics and electricians and nurses, etc. They're all beautiful American people, not involved in politics otherwise. They're trying.
I'm sorry, are you Trump? They're beautiful American people. Like, who fucking says that shit? Wolfpack are beautiful people. They're beautiful people. They're beautiful people.
Get money out of politics. How's it going? They miraculously won in 5 states, including California, and including states like Illinois in the middle of the country. They did amazing, amazing work. And they did it for 99% of people there are volunteers. There's a couple of guys who get paid so terribly there. Nobody else has ever taken any money from Wolfpack. They're barely surviving. The Democratic Party, the establishment Democrats came in and just torpedoed Wolfpack. They called all the state legislators at the Democratic level and said, don't you dare be in favor of a convention. And they did overwhelming propaganda. And they even have liberal hosts like Tom Hartman doing dumbass propaganda against a convention that could get you an amendment and actually bring you real change and take money out of politics.
He's reacting like this to a super chat. Look, if somebody wants to give you shit about like Wolfpack and you think Wolfpack is great, then be like, all right, teach their own. Thanks for your money, bud. You know, remind them that they're paying you to say that. That's all you need to do.
Get paid so terrible.
But he's not involved in Wolfpack anymore, right? Chat was Wolfpack one of the ones that he had to distance himself from because of his history? NBA and WNBA allow trans and non-binary players. Technically, the NBA never specifies gender and has had women play during summer leagues in the past.
There, nobody else has ever taken any money from Wolfpack. They're barely surviving. The Democratic Party, the establishment Democrats came in and just torpedoed Wolfpack. They called all the state legislators at the Democratic level and said, don't you dare be in favor of a convention. And they did overwhelming propaganda.
Oh shit, wait, sorry. Now he's talking about, what was this? He wanted to call a convention, right? To get a constitutional amendment to get money out of politics, right? Now, so constitutional conventions are something that they've never happened in the United States, right? There's been amendments added. It's an arduous process that requires the ratification by states as well as a overwhelming majority in the Congress and Senate. But there's been a certain number of amendments. There has not been any constitutional conventions, and were there to be one, chat, it wouldn't be like Cenk could just like call a constitutional convention and be like, all right, money out of politics, up or down, right? Anyone who wanted to introduce any amendment at a constitutional convention could do that and likely would do that. You would have, a bunch of right-wing amendments too, some of which might, sound good and be things that people want to vote for without realizing, I mean, they could establish like they could make a Doge amendment, you know what I mean? And if they sold it right, maybe not now, but prior to Elon destroying the brand of Doge, they might have gotten something like that passed. It's just like that is part of the issue with a constitutional convention is it opens it up to anyone and everyone. So you can throw one to try to get your amendment passed. Your amendment may not pass, and another much worse one might pass. From what I can tell, the WNBA relies on collective bargaining between the league and the players' union. They follow equal opportunity guidelines. Oh, Justice Democrats. Thank you, Sai Myra. the Justice Democrats that kicked Cenk Gerga out.
And they even have liberal hosts like Tom Hartman doing dumbass propaganda against the convention that could get you an amendment and actually bring you real change and take money out of politics.
God damn you, Tom Hartman, said no one ever.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna blame those poor guys because you'd like to score a point against me? Okay, fine, blame me. I didn't magically get money out of politics, even though we've been trying so effing hard for the last 14 years. Are you happy now? Okay, okay, great. Oh, you failed at getting money out of politics. What the hell did you do? Tell me who's this idiot, Ryan?
He's way too mad.
Ryan, moron, what did you do? What did you do to get money out of politics? What did you do to improve the Democratic Party? What did you do to defeat Trump? What did you do productive? What did you build? What did you build? Did you build anything? No. So unfortunately, we have a giant left-wing spectrum, okay? There's a tiny percentage at the very, 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 very end of it. And all they like to do, because they're...
The thing is, Cenk, you and the MAGA left are actually the tiniest percentage of all. You're the pariah, you're the outlier, you're the one that shows up to an event and everybody else is like, what is he doing here? What is this right-winger doing? Is he still pretending to be on the left? Everybody can see what you're doing from a million miles away, Cenk, and nobody's entertained by it. Don't act like leftism is this unheard of concept on the left, right? You're actually the weird one out here.
Radicals by nature.
Fucking boomer. No, just kidding.
That's
I'm sorry, chat. It's not from him being a boomer. It's the mentality. It's the mentality, right? It's the mentality that embraces that capitalist realism that says that the Overton window is from here to here, you know, and it's just not true. The center did not hold on the right for sure. They are well on the far side and have been successful with the more radical form of Republican politics, right? Partially because of people's distrust for the institutions. And on the left, the same is true. There are a lot of people that are opening their eyes and seeing capitalism as the problem.
Spectrum. They think maximum super extreme policies on everything drive the American people to hate our entire...
The Twitch streamer Lolcow, who became infamous for just abusing all of his donors? Who was it? Are you talking about DSP?
...side and never build anything. Never be productive. Instead, burn everything down. Oh, there's someone on our side who doesn't agree with me 1%? Well, I'm the god. I set left-wing policy. So if he doesn't agree with me 1%, burn it down. What did you build?
The thing is, you've already left the left. I don't know what you're fighting about. Like, in so many ways, so many times, probably to get attention, probably because your business was failing, probably because you saw like 1,000 bread tubers pass you by in terms of relevance.
And my answer for the radical left
is Dragon,
my history, having...
You are 100% correct. You are 100% right there.
Done this for 25, 30 years. The radical left has built nothing. They are destroyers. All they do is destroy. So I'm not interested in that. So if you're radical left and you want the most extreme policies of the...
You know who's radical left? Bernie fucking Sanders. I would say he's the only one who's built anything real, and the rest of what's been built by the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, by the Gavin Newsoms of the world, is AstroTurf. Who is this even for? No one. And Cenk, you don't get it. You don't represent anyone anymore.
American people absolutely hate, and you want to tear down everyone else on the left. I'm going to fight you.
Oh my God, I should have said, I said DSP, Jessica. I mean, you know, it's Dark Side Phil is what that stands for. I just realized I said his initials as if that meant anything.
I'm not going to...
Didn't this guy also have like a on-camera moment where he was pleasuring himself or something?
You say, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh, are you gonna cancel me?
Are you gonna cancel me? What are you doing, Cenk? Like, you don't have to like put your like homophobic baggage on display for all of us, we could go and look at Hank's tweets showing your history of homophobia and transphobia, showing where you've really been, showing how you actually feel towards trans people, how you've always felt. And Jake, you know how I know that? Because your ass used transgender as a pejorative, as a way to say ugly, right? As a way to describe cis women that you don't find attractive. So, and you've never apologized for that. If you gave a fuck about the trans community, then there would be some moment of you know, taking stock of what you've said in the past and letting your community know that you no longer feel that way. You never fucking did that. You just tried to sweep it away and hope nobody would notice. But guess what? Just like an elephant never forgets, Hank's hard drives are, you know, full of TYT memories, full of TYT memories.
Or are you going to, you're going to say some bad things about me? You already do anyway, because you're a bunch of morons.
Oh
so
my God.
Let's go.
Yeah. This is the whole thing. Look, he's talking about the Vanguard, but he hasn't even given his audience the cue that that's what he's doing, because he is literally crashing out. And I just mean, like, he's not considering what this looks like to other people. Like, anybody who hasn't, you know, followed the whole Cenk versus the Vanguard, Cenk versus Francesca, like, they don't know who or what you're talking about. You're just kind of yelling at clouds here.
All reasonable people, all people who actually believe in 99% of Democratic voters, who actually want to get positive things done in this country, who want paid family leave, who want Medicare for all, who want these things, higher wages, who cares about the American people, and who doesn't want to play silly culture wars. I'm more pure, I'm more, me. Okay, I'm not interested in your crap.
Yeah, try not affecting your antiquated notion of what gay coding is when you're describing the bad person, right? When you're describing the like maybe like he doesn't realize how much he's showing about himself.
Take your crap somewhere else. Don't worry, there's a million shows now. They'll feed you that crap every day.
Cillian Belly, for instance.
Sandwich. Oh yeah, we're the purists. Yeah.
We're the purists. Here's a crap sandwich from Cillian Belly. I bet the Vanguard had a lot of fun with this.
Okay, I'm not interested in your crap. Take your crap somewhere else. Don't worry.
Make your sandwich somewhere else. Go eat your crap sandwich. You think you're so cool eating the crap sandwiches because you're so pure. My shit don't stink. I put it on a sandwich. It's delicious.
Now, they'll feed you that crap every day, that crap sandwich. Oh yeah, we're the purists. Yeah, yell Nazi louder. Oh, I'm sorry, I burned them down, What did you burn down other than the Democratic Party, other than the left, other than a single accomplishment? You've never fought for any of the bills. You've never fought for policy. This audience has fought for policies and for positive results. We fought for Bernie, we fought for Progressive Pledge, we fought for the populist plan, we fought for $15 minimum wage. We fought for all of these things. And yes, at Wolfpack, I'm so proud of those guys. They fight with all that they have for it. Wolf-pack.com. For God's sake.
Wait. I'm sorry, wait. I'm trying to understand here. Yeah. So this is the second question about Wolfpack.
Try to burn someone's house down? Go for it. I know you pyromaniac loser radicals. That's all you have in your arsenal.
I know you want to burn my house down. I know you're cooking up a Molotov cocktail right now as we speak. Go ahead. What? No, Cenk. Nobody should burn your house down, okay? Nobody should burn your house down.
But once, when you're at home, can you just ask yourself, look in the mirror and go, wait, have I ever built anything in my life? Instead of just yapping, have I actually tried to pass a bill? Have I for 1 second thought, how do I help people? How do I pass a bill that affects people's lives? How do I get people elected? How do I get them elected? What happens after they get elected? How do you hold them accountable? No, all you've ever done is, I am so
Oh, here we go.
pure. Since I have the most radical policies, since I am the least popular person in America, I'm the purist.
I just want to show you how full of shit this guy is, saying that he's a trans ally and he wants to keep He wants to talk shit about the the issue of trans women's ability to participate in sports.
I was wondering if
to help trans people,
right?
Because he cares. Because he's an ally. He's a friend. He's a friend to trans people. Chat. Let me show you what Hank's got on in terms of Jink's allyship with trans people. Let me show you exactly what with friends like this, chat. With friends like this.
I was wondering if it was photoshopped, right? But it turns out it's not. She's real, right? So there's no debate. I'm ending the debate. I don't have my gavel with me, but I'll use my fist. 999! No way. No way. Not even close.
No way what? Like there's a
Not
debate?
even like I'd be worried that she was going to break something of mine during sex, and I'm much more worried that she's going to pull out a jammy on me.
She actually doesn't. Oh, yeah, she does. Never mind. I was going to say she doesn't look so bad in that picture, but this one.
You almost feel like Anna's going to be like, the voice of Jink's conscience on this one for like a half second, but no, she's going to join right in. She's going to join right in.
Oh, no. Oh, there's an excellent chance she's a male.
No, okay, look. Here's the thing. I'm not going to go quite
Look
as far.
Look at how long her arms are.
I'm not going to go quite as far as you have.
I don't want to find out what's under that skirt.
Okay, just
thing, but she kept injecting herself with vitamins.
Like B6 and B12. Okay, first of all, look at her, man. What's with the, I mean, what are you, The Rock or Madonna? I mean, who's turned on by that
What are you, the attractiveness police, Jink? Like, what the fuck is that? I mean, this is just the definition of patriarchy right here, Literally policing what is a woman, what is an acceptable woman, what is an attractive woman, right? Like, don't let trans people define, what trans people think, but definitely let Jink define, what's an acceptable gender presentation for a woman.
tranny look? Really, who's into the veins in the arm and the muscles and stuff like that? They get sick in the head at some point.
Luckily, like, we cut that word off, but
Trying to stay fit.
But the women in there are, I mean, look, I went there 21 years ago as a 16-year-old. A friend of mine brought me once or whatever. But back then, the women in there were atrocious.
okay, and he says the T-slur a bunch.
You've ever seen? In fact, the best-looking woman in there by far.
Oh no, here we go. That's where the T-slur. He's saying the best. He's saying I don't know what he's talking about, but he's saying the women in a certain place were not attractive, and that the best looking woman was trans, but he uses the slur. And there, like, you could make a fucking Joe Rogan worthy, like the compilation of Joe Rogan saying the N-word. You could pretty much do that with TYT in terms of how much they've said the T-slur.
Woman looks good when she looks juicy.
Instead of getting diseases and guys wanting.
He's gonna say it again. God damn it, chat. God damn it. I'm trying to skip past his slurs.
Okay?
But-
Are we sure this isn't Photoshop? That looks like the longest arm in the world. And right there's no way I would hook up with her. I think, no.
Who asked? I love the idea that Jink thinks that, oh no, this woman would definitely want to get in his sheets, right?
Oh, no way, man. I don't want to find out what's going on up downstairs.
Who fucking asked?
just calm down. You're being too mean. Look, I was going to.
No, she's so much larger than everyone else. No, there's an issue, man.
She's got a great stomach.
How large are her hands? No, I'm telling you, man. We're going to find out something. I don't want to say anything. But
First of all,
you guys were saying this woman is attractive?
First of all, Cenk acts like he's never seen a woman that's taller than 5'3" or something. She's like 6 feet tall, and she hits the gym. I don't see the crazy freakiness about it.
I see how you roll.
What is the thing? It's like, well, yeah, and I see how you roll. You're afraid of women. You're gonna whoop their ass.
God damn.
Yes, but what's step 2 and what's step 3? How do you actually help the average American? Oh, you haven't thought of that. Of course you haven't. Now watch. After this, of course, it'll go viral because like the guys, what do they call that thing at the bottom of a boat? Whatever.
He's sweating. He looks like he ate a spicy lunch or something.
They are, right?
Oh my God. This guy is not okay.
After they get this and they'll do videos about it, like, oh my God, we got more videos.
He's like the little bit of like self-awareness takes, you know, comes out where Cenk is like, oh, you know, Silly and Billy, they're going to be so happy to get this. Yes. Yes, you're putting food on their plate, Cenk. You're putting food on their plate.
Our Young Turks. Well, we're such losers that our whole lives are centered around the Young Turks. What pathetic losers. Oh, I criticize the Young Turks for a living. You must be so effing proud. Okay, so they'll get this, and then you know what they'll do in the next day? All of a sudden, the radical left, the 13.
How about your kids, Cenk, when they go to school, and what does your dad do for a living? He bullies trans people. That's what my dad does. He punches, he says he's progressive, but he punches left. He mostly attacks people on the left. He gets all on great with MAGA. Right? He tells me which ones are look, these ones aren't even Nazis. They're just populist. God damn. Look, I hate to do it. I know that's me. That's a low blow, right? That's a low blow, but it's true, chat. It's true. You want to talk about whose work has dignity? You sold out your side. What does your dad do for a living? He's a fucking traitor. All right? He sold out the left for a tiny bit of clout.
Losers online will go then and be like, oh yeah? Oh no, we had a plan all along. What was our plan? What was our plan to get people elected and pass bills and get Medicare? Oh right, we yelled Nazi louder than you. Which voters did that win over? How did that help get to the right conclusion?
I'm sorry, is calling the fascist elements of the right fascist, is that a problem? Because if that's a problem, I know somebody else who made that mistake too. Is calling them a Nazi. Is calling the presidential candidate, the mainstream presidential candidate of one of our American parties, calling him a Nazi. Is that a problem? Because I know that same person did that as well, and his name is Shakey Gerga. Shakey Gerga. What are you talking about, Cenk? God, like, look, this is a super fast. This heel turn is so fast it makes your head spin.
What's your goddamn plan? And watch, they will all pretend to have a plan. Right now, you go back and watch their videos early. Did they ever have a plan for passing anything that helped your life? Zero. And now they'll pretend.
Yeah, I'll go to the Vanguard's channel and search plan. And look, nothing comes up. Nothing. They don't have a plan. They don't have the Vanguard's plan for all politics, right? That's what he wants. That's what he wants them to draw out, like a party platform, a la, you know, a political convention.
They don't have a plan, but I can't wait for them to pretend, because they're going to come up with the most comical, dumbest plans in the whole world. Well, if you're more pure and you sign for the most extreme policies, we will magically win. Okay, where's the goddamn magic? What is step 2? What is step 3? How do you actually help the American people? But you don't care about the American people. You don't care about the left. You don't care about anyone but your own stupid ego. Sorry, John, next story.
It's okay.
Poor John. Anyway, chat. There we go.
I don't know who Andrew Wilson is, and I don't even know what they're commenting on, because I literally watched the first 60 seconds of this and needed to watch no more to know that we're dealing with complete morons who apparently do this professionally. This is a video courtesy of or made by Cool V1C. I don't know what that is. It's a YouTube channel, but I think it's the dude in the insert. And this is just like his cold open, I think it is. And he is done a video where I'm getting roasted by political commentator Andrew Wilson, who I also don't know who he is. But this is a great opportunity, and I am all for being roasted. I think people who listen to the program know that. But this is a great opportunity to teach some of the dumbest people alive some of the most basic elements of our government structure. And the thing is, it's called marginal tax rates.
Okay, so now, chat. First thing I want to mention is that Sam Cedar is an absolute beast when it comes to debate. This is not me, simping or being a fangirl, right? I'm just stating the truth. The man loves to debate. The man lives to the debate. The man cannot get enough debates. The man will debate literally anyone, and he will leave no crumbs most of the time, right? Now, that being said, I do worry about stuff like this because the one thing that the Benny Johnsons of the world and I guess the Andrew Wilsons of the world too, are pretty aware of that is the limited attention span that Americans have. Is that in a debate, if you're explaining, you're losing. Now, Sam is 100% right about this. He obviously knows the ins and outs of policy like Social Security and as far as like top marginal rate as well. And Andrew Wilson does not. And it's pretty embarrassing that he doesn't. But I just don't, I'm not sure how this will go in a debate. Right? I'm not sure if Andrew Wilson will not try to just, steamroll him with the perception that what Sam is talking about is charging people 90% of their income, which is obviously not the fact, but that doesn't, stop him from, this is something the Republicans have been doing for a long time, is playing to the lowest common denominator, intellectually speaking. So I do sort of worry about this. He hasn't really, there's been the only time I can think of Sam getting cooked in a debate, maybe two times, Jackson Hinkle and Sitch and Adam, right? And especially Sitch and Adam, right? Because like what Sam had to explain was fairly complex, and in their argument they were able to pare down to utter simplicity. So, but I'm kind of curious. Sam might destroy Andrew Wilson. Just so anybody who doesn't remember this guy, we've run into him before.
Debater, and he's been very clear that he doesn't. He's not a debate lord
because he's literally a.
Wait, who are they talking about?
So this is. Does anyone have the OG TikTok? I want to show Cenk. I want to show Uncle Cenk the OG TikTok. Does anyone have it? The TikTok got taken down. I can't find it. Okay, so this is the. I guess like one of those like misogynist podcasts where they just like will have someone. They'll have like some pervert guy who's like really good at debate like women that they hire to be on the podcast, to be ritualistically humiliated, basically. And this is like their debate champion. That they.
That being said, you see like Hasan having trouble explaining this to Cenk. Sam is definitely more in his in his element in this kind of debate than Hasan is. This is not. Who is Andrew Wilson? This guy right here. See the guy saying a moron on the TikTok? That's Andrew Wilson. Now, chat, some of you might be surprised to learn that I myself have had dealings with Andrew Wilson, right? This guy used to be part of a crew called Politically Provoked, which I identified right away as Nazis. Most of Twitch took a little while to figure that out, but they eventually did figure out, yeah, these guys are Nazis. These people are Nazis, right? They would have a conservative host and a liberal host, and the big revelation was when it turned out that both of their both the conservative host and the liberal host were fascists. They were both Nazis, right? That's what they had going on. That's the kind of scam that they were running. And, you know, they would come in and try to debate people. There's 1 week that a name popped up in my chat, Big Papa Fascist. I didn't know what to do, so I tried to just kind of like play dumb and, you know, let him hang out and say, you know, he didn't really say anything bad. But I found out later what he was doing was he was preparing for a debate with Dylan Burns. He was debating Dylan Burns about trans issues, and he wanted to make an argument that trans people aren't real because there's trans streamers, they get donations, and the donations aren't going straight to the surgery, right? That's what if trans people were real, then that's what he thinks he would see. And so when a trans streamer, you know, receives any kind of donation and it's not spent on surgery of some kind, then that's the proof that trans people aren't real. So yeah, real high level thinker here. Still, regardless, chat did manage to cook Dylan pretty effectively to the point where Dylan had to tap out and bring in his friend Rob Knorr, another transphobe, to debate Big Papa Fascist, not on trans issues, because Dylan had given up on that, but on some kind of personal beef that Andrew Wilson had with Rob Knorr. So yeah, fun times back then. There was, you know, it was so weird, chat, because there were so many people going around Twitch politics that I was like, you know, these people are alt-right. And everybody else said, what are you talking about? Alt-right? No, they're a centrist, right? I don't know. People were playing games at the time, and Politically Provoked was kind of the epicenter of that. Anyway.
Bring forward, and it was the girl that was on. The girl that was on was apparently a fan of mine and was saying like, oh, you know, Hasan is going to hate that I'm on this podcast because he hates you guys. The original TikTok, I think. Oh, is this it?
You appear to have a crush on Hassan Abi. Is that correct?
Yes, if he ever watches this, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
For being on here, he hates it.
Why?
He's a socialist and he knows the formula of the podcast. I'm not going to go into, you know.
Sure.
I thought she was going to say he's a socialist and he knows the formula of labor. He knows the constant value. He knows the constant constant variable and the constant and the variable.
You understand?
It's possible that
constant capital and variable capital.
Because he's such a low-tier, lowbrow debater.
He's not a debater, and he's been very clear that he doesn't. He's not a debate lord.
Because he's literally a moron. So it doesn't surprise me he can't debate.
I completely disagree.
He's literally a moron. He is not intelligent enough to destroy women in the marketplace of ideas and remind them of their position. It's this.
Yeah, it's ironic that, you know, he's casting aspersions at Hasan, given that he's on a podcast where they literally pay these women to get dunked on by these debate perverts.
Unlike me. I love these guys.
He sounds super credible so far.
I fucking love these guys so much. They don't know how much I love them because it's like, dude, you're just basically debating the position that you're an unfuckable loser. Like that's the only thing that you're signaling to every single person, where you're like, I've destroyed this female in the marketplace of ideas. My interlocutors have been owned. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
it's not usually a winning formula for getting chicks.
Yeah, it's anyway.
Disagree. He doesn't say that he's the smartest person. He's an internet personality who
was connected to Shakey Gerga.
A political commentator.
Did you hear that?
Did you know he's connected to Shakey Gerga? This is the origin story of Shakey Gerga, by the way. This guy. This fucking brain genius over here thought that you pronounce Cenk Uyghur, you know, like I guess is the technically correct or Uyghur or whatever you want to call him, right? There's in other words, there's many ways to pronounce Cenk Uyghur. Most of them are a little bit incorrect, but that one is just phenomenally incorrect.
He was connected to Shakey Gerga.
Look, man. So look, when I played high school football, we had this hilarious public access would carry the games, right? And so we had these
Okay, I don't care about Cenk's story, but that you get it. That's the origin story. That's who Andrew Wilson is. That guy. The guy that like, oh, did you know that he was connected to Shakey Gerga and got his first job from the Young Turks, right? That was his big own on Hasan.
Not tax rates.
Oh, what?
Marginal tax rates. And as you know, I have, spent a considerable period of time over the years advocating that we return to the top marginal tax rates that we had in the 1950s and 1960s. And the top marginal tax rate was 90%. And that would have been on $470,000 or maybe $400,000. And in today's dollars, I think it's closer to $3 million. I may, I think I was corrected in the Jubilee, and I think it could be $4 million. But regardless, top marginal tax rate. Many of you know what that means. 90% on every dollar above a certain level of income. Let's call it.
Chad, I just realized I'm not going to be able to watch the Sam Cedar Takes All Comers video on Jubilee, Surrounded or whatever it's called. Because Jubilee always claims every fucking thing that I do. I'm trying to figure out some way I can do that, though. There's got to be some way, chat, that we, like, I might have to do, like, a members-only stream or something like that. I got to figure out a way to do this. Jubilee comes for me, Chris Perez. It's coming out tomorrow, all right? But every single time I watch a Jubilee video, they take my stream down. And I think that one time I might have even gotten, like, a strike for it, if I remember right.
3 million. 90 cents on every dollar above 3 million. That's what a marginal tax rate means. Watch this and see how quickly it takes them to show that they know nothing about really anything.
Well, what this guy proposes, you have to think about it, right? He's saying at $3 million and 90% would leave you with what? $300,000? Leave you with $300,000. So what incentive do people have exactly to give up 90% of their income?
Andrew Wilson completely torched.
No, keep going.
Sam Cedar of the Majority Report for Sam Cedar's recent comments. Sam Cedar went on and argued that we should have a 90% tax for anyone making of a certain dollar amount, which he has argued for before. Obviously, it's ridiculous, but you have lefties like Sam Cedar that think it's a good idea. And Andrew Wilson joins Lord Jake Rattlesnake here to dismantle his argument and explain why it's a terrible idea. Let's see what Andrew Wilson has to say.
Clip with you. This was from Piers Morgan the other day, and we covered this on our channel as well. But it's Sam Cedar, who is a guy that I would absolutely love to see you debate.
Yeah, I've tried to set it up multiple times.
Oh, that would
Wait
be
a second. What? He's tried to set it up multiple times. I didn't go this far into the video, to be honest with you. I hadn't even, I had stopped it after. I was just like, we already know the answer to this. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. Would Twitch only work? I've never gotten in trouble with them for Twitch. I guess so. I mean, it sucks. You know what we'd have to do, chat, is I'd have to start streaming on YouTube, and I'd have to be like, all right, everyone in YouTube, pile in. Oh no, chat. I should have let you know. We've got 3 minutes left to do those, to do the trampoline goal. We're 1 out of 10 out of getting. I should have given you more reminders, chat. Yeah, we're at the 2-hour point, so unfortunately it does not look like I'm gonna be on the trampoline this stream.
Now, if you need to learn about taxes, and I guess this Andrew Wilson guy does, and incidentally, if you want to have a debate, I'm happy to come on your show. Anytime. Honestly, anytime to debate this. And make sure you save that clip so we can replay it and I can tell your audience why you know nothing about what you're talking about. Marginal taxes. It is not 90% of $3 million.
Yeah.
It is 90% for every dollar made above $3 million. Now, just to make sure that we can establish who knows what they're talking about. If you Google marginal tax rates for dummies, literally for dummies, you will find.
All right, so Legalis says you can do that. Some streamers do that for question time, and some BBC shows. Oh, BBC will strike your shit on YouTube too. Plus, it would get your Twitch views up. Okay. So how about if we do like maybe we'll make it into a. We haven't done a subathon since December. I should do a subathon because we're actually almost at 100 subs. If I get to a certain level of subs that's around 100, the Twitch will spontaneously pay me a higher cut. They'll keep less of your money and give more of your money to me. So maybe we'll do that just to get up to that threshold if we can.
And on Google, a link to this site. Put this up there, Bradley. Okay. Now, let's scroll through this site for a moment. So we're all going to learn this together. Both those of us who actually take even a minute or two to figure out what they're talking about, and these guys, Lord Jeffries or whatever the guy's name was. You will see here.
That's like Andrew Wilson's co-host, I guess.
On this screen, and hold on one second. I get this up here.
Is premium streaming an option? I don't know. I'm almost worried that they would still see it would still show up for them on their content.
In front of me.
Like, here's what I think they do, chat. Here's what I think Jubilee does. I think that they set their shit up so that the second that somebody's streaming their content, they're aware of it. I think most people they leave alone, but they have a list of people who have criticized them or people that they don't like, and if you're on that list, then they hit you with a claim.
So I can see it better.
I'll just read the purple text here. You pay tax as a percentage of your income in layers called tax brackets. As your income goes up, the tax rate on the next layer of income is higher. When your income jumps to a higher tax bracket, you don't pay the higher tax on your entire income. You pay the higher rate only on the part of income that's in the new tax bracket.
Now, what's very nice about the IRS here is that they've highlighted it in purple so that if you are, in fact, a dummy, you will be able to read that. Now, okay, put it back up and let's scroll down a little bit. So as you go, you can see the current 2024.
Yeah, one wonders, has Andrew Wilson ever paid taxes? I'm starting to worry. Right? He's got a nice little business there with the Crucible, right? Does he know how to pay taxes?
Or tax rates for single payer. You have a 10% tax rate up to $11,600. And then if you make between $11,601 and $47,000, you pay a 12% rate on that quadrant or that sector of your money. And then it's 22% on the money between $47,000 and $100,000. So, for instance, scroll down. They even give you an example so you can understand.
But hey, doing a Twitch subathon, that'll give me a chance to play some Soul Hackers.
Scroll down just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay. From 0 to 11.
Yeah, you're probably right, Narwhal.
11,600.
Yeah.
That portion is taxed at 10%.
That would be the Occam's razor, wouldn't it?
Then between 11,600 and 47,150, that portion is taxed at 12%. And then from 47,150 to 58,000, that portion is taxed at 22%. So if you keep go back to the other scroll up, that's the way it works. And if you make $609,000, everything above $609,000 is taxed at a 37% rate. So your tax obligation is a combination of all these different rates depending on how much you make. If you only make $11,000, your tax obligation is only going to be 10% of that $11,000. But if you make $47,000, your tax obligation is going to be 10% of the first 11,000 plus 12% of the next $36,000, and so on and so on. That's what marginal rates mean. And so if the top marginal rate is 90%, you pay 37% on your first 3 million, and then any dollar above 3 million.
I gotta play Metaphor ReFantazio. There's so many games, chat. Final Fantasy VII.
You pay 90% on those.
Right.
And I'm willing to negotiate on this. If we want to make it 4 million and then it's 90%, I'm open to that.
Right. But the point, it's an average that or you would use if you were to like use what he's the mode of thinking that he's trying to deploy there. That would be more the effective tax rate or the average of it, which is also can be misleading. But
it
he's
would
not
be the average tax rate, and the effective tax rate would be what you pay after you get all your loopholes and deductions.
It's funny because Ted Cruz always is trying to sell flat tax to these people who seem to think we already have one.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. But he wasn't even doing that misleading part. He was applying the top marginal tax rate to all of the income, which is like basic 101 understandings of how our tax system works.
So stupid. It is like such a basic rudimentary understanding of what taxes are. So this guy's brainiac enough to think that if we take 90% of people's money at the
there's no incentives.
Why wouldn't I just make $2 million and then I would only get taxed at 37%? I would keep a lot more money. This is really stupid. He doesn't stop to think for a moment, like, wait a second, that would be a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Easy there, Paul Krugman. Yeah, like, wait a second, this is obviously ludicrous. It's like, no, we've actually done this before, you moron.
Yeah.
So stupid, so incurious, and
lazy,
also probably very successful conservative talker, I would imagine.
Could there be a lazier content than?
Yeah, the American tax system is probably unnecessarily complex. Now, you want some complexity, in that you want your tax rate to be progressive, right? You want people that are not that are barely able to, take care of themselves to get taxed very little, and you want people that are earning a lot of money to get taxed a lot more. But in terms of I think there's other countries that just figure out your taxes for you, and you don't have to like the way that the United States does it is kind of weird and wonky.
And being too dumb to understand what tax brackets are, but then you're just clipping some other guy's Zoom show.
I think it's the second laziest after Tim Pool saying that Social Security is going to go bankrupt and not looking at the second paragraph that's right in front of him. There's no evidence that Lord Wilson has any actual article in front of him.
Funkmaster Cost says, I think that's every other country in the world.
And he's just not reading. So
it's fascinating. And, for whichever one is Lord Federer or,
Lord Farquaad.
Wilson, Dave Wilson or whatever.
Lord Fauntleroy, I believe.
The guy's name is. I am more than happy to come on your program. You can email us at majorityreporters@.
He'll come on your program. He'll clog your toilet.
Email.com and say that debate request, and we'll work.
Legala says, yeah, we don't have to do tax returns unless you're self-employed. It's pay as you go. Literally, if you pay too much, they give you a refund. That's how it should be. And in the Trump administration has made it even worse. Right? There was an attempt by the Democrats to do something, to make sort of self-filing a lot easier, and it's been they're not doing it. The Republicans would rather benefit the turbo taxes of the world. Narwhal by Nature, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Jacob D. Wait, why is this not showing up? What? Oh, that's weird. It's not showing up. Oh, is it because I had to reload it? Here we go. Let's try. chat. There it is. Wow, okay. Maybe I just expected it to be green. Anyway, like I was saying, Jacob D, you just got weaseled. Joel, you just got weaseled. Mylin, you just got weaseled. YouTube account, you just got weaseled. And Yosiel, you just got weaseled, and that's a good thing. Tonight we lose an hour of sleep? Oh no, so you're telling me that it's effectively almost midnight already? Thank you for reminding me, Natalie.
Work it out with you.
These are men who watch Piers Morgan for the education.
Sam of the righteous toilet clog. That's right, Omega Star.
Exactly, and still don't get it.
And thank you for the 5 gifted Narwhal by Nature.
And still don't even get it. So close. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.
Okay, I want to check this out really quickly, just see what this is about. I was actually talking to my friend about this guy the other day.
Aiden Ross. Can't Aiden Ross have grown?
Yeah, also, I don't...
Aiden Ross. Now, the last time we did anything having to do with Aiden Ross, it was when we watched Aiden Ross's interview with the president. He interviewed Trump, right? And, you know, this is the guy that said that he voted for Trump because he believes that abortion should be a woman's choice. And Roe versus Wade went down under Biden. He voted for Donald Trump, in other words, chat, because he doesn't know shit. Like, right? Like he voted for Trump to protect abortion rights. That's how clueless and useless Aiden Ross is as a political commentator. Yeah, he's the guy that bought Trump the Cybertruck with the assassination rap, all that shit. He used to be a Twitch streamer. Way back in the day, he used to be a Twitch streamer. He was fairly apolitical. Not apolitical in the Hank Pecker sense, but just apolitical. I don't think he knew much about politics, so he didn't talk much about politics. He got kind of toxic, kind of reactionary, and he ended up getting banned from Twitch. And he's done some really fucked up shit. Like I think on Kick his average age was somewhere around 14. He showed Korn. Like he opened up Korn, watched it on stream with his underage audience. So yeah, this guy's he's a bad dude on several different levels. Oh yeah, looking up fascist. He's like, what's a fascist? What's a fascist? He's like, palingenic ultranatalism.
Aiden Ross.
The thing is, like...
Yeah, he sniffed Andrew Tate's seat. So, supposedly he wants to come back to Twitch. I don't know what's going on Kick that would make him want to do that. Ostensibly, if you are a chud, Kick seems like if you're a chud and you don't have any problem with feeding your audience to big gambling, then I don't really see why he has a problem with Kick. They pay out 95%, right? They pay out 95%, but that's because they're kind of funneling, or I don't know. I think that the site's attached to gambling, so they somehow make money from the gambling. So they pay out a lot more than Twitch or YouTube. So I don't know why Aiden Ross would want to get off of there, but apparently he wants to come back to Twitch of all places.
I don't
that portrait for personal development
Yeah,
everywhere.
I don't personally like. I want him to be a better person. Like I do. Why? I don't give a shit. Like I want him to be a better person. I want him to like actively try to become a better human being.
And rewarding somebody.
Did that really happen? One of the links that he opened was a chatter trolling him with his sister?
By giving them a megaphone again
Yikes.
to go and use.
He would sniff Kanye's seat too, but they couldn't. They just couldn't converge their Nazi sag.
Did you see this? Come take a look at this. Oh no, it's f***ing fantastic. Come take a look at this. This tweet randomly got insanely viral. This person who doesn't even like follow me goes, y'all should check this guy's media tab. Okay, are you ready for this?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! What are we gonna
click
see?
on the account.
Alex Maker, he's a maker. Got it.
Yeah, he's just
I've noticed, Chad. I think that Kaya really likes Noah.
and
Look at this. Look at this. Look at Kaya.
and he's got
No, you know what it is? Is that Hassan's always like, Kaya, place, right? Hassan's the strict daddy. And I think Noah's like, just...
I'm following 150 followers, okay? We click on the media tab, and it's all this, right? It's all this. It's crazy. What the what is that? What is that? Oh my God, he's replying. What? Yep.
Yo. Oh, that's so good. Yo.
Wow, that's a lot of...
Oh, is she trans?
That's a lot of Hassan maids.
Gender?
The person that's replying?
No,
I don't
I'm joking.
think.
I'm looking at your picture, dope.
Oh,
no, that's
you're
so
saying,
fucking
yeah.
funny. Oh my God.
I destroyed this person. I destroyed this person.
you broke him.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh, this is so.
Kaya's finally getting some attention.
I want to know what he's replying this to. You know
I
what I
don't know
mean?
what he's replying to. I mean, it's.
Wait, what is this? Elon Musk, the world's most powerful, just endorsed Ethan Klein twice. Do you think this will be a moment of clarity for him, or is Ethan about to go full mask off? This is opportunity to dive headfirst down the all right pipeline. Stop trying to turn me on. It's working. This is straight fan behavior. Why do you do this?
Oh, yeah,
And then-
see that person? Look. That person's videos. They noticed too. They noticed too. Oh my God. I feel like you used to see more like wackos like this because now it's all like blue check AI.
Now it's
crypto.
all no, but they're all no. I still got the blue check mark ones too,
Chat, I unironically hate springing forward. I hate it.
dude. What the fuck, dude?
It's just my number one reason that I don't want daylight savings time.
It's kind of sad
Do you
because
think this is his phone background?
oh God, I hope not. Like this
Oh,
guy's
that's
gonna
wonderful.
kill me one day. I think you know what I mean.
That or he'll be your wife.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hasan, I have a comment on Aiden Ross IG Live. Get blackballed, lol. This is not even real, by the way.
Yeah, look at
I don't know why.
Look at the steak thing.
I don't
on
know
it.
why they. Yeah, steak logo, fake image. Don't know why they even posted this. Like, what's the point of this? I guess it's like,
I think that's engagement farming.
yeah, undisclosed gambling ad. Additionally, the image is doctored. This is generational beef right here, and then that f***ing guy is in the replies, obviously replying this again, dude. The Aiden Ross needs to be unbanned. Meta is so obviously forced. I will say, Aiden Ross wants to get unbanned from Twitch.
People say Jalen Brunson works the refs, but I don't think I've seen a guy try to work the refs harder than him in a minute.
Yeah, like after a year of like doing everything bad that you can possibly do, from having like out and about Holocaust deniers on actively, farming an entire community filled to the fucking brim with and shit. Now he's like, oh, can we please like unban me? I've changed my ways. And he apparently has like reached out to a bunch of like large Twitch streamers as well to try to actively get unbanned. And a lot of the FaZe boys are obviously on board with that. I think Sneeko is also trying to do this as well after like 2 or 3 years of basically just doing like the absolute worst.
Now, what do we think about Hassan's his neon sign? Like, what the fuck? I mean, look, yeah, definitely have a neon sign. Neon signs are great. What the fuck is that neon sign doing? All right, first of all, the black background on the sign our color palette, blue, white, tan, and black. Why is his face done with the blue? His face and his chest hair are the same color. Where did he get this thing? I don't want to be. Yeah, it needs hairy armpits. That's right, to piss off Ethan, or to turn him on. I don't know, whichever it is. Chest hair is quite phallic. Wait, what? Why did they do his face like that? Like, I could see doing his hair blue if you want to do all the hair blue. I don't know though. It pops a little too much. Yeah, it's distracting.
Kinds of politics. He got me. That is me.
It's his facial hair. Yeah, that's true. They can't use black for it.
Yeah. Your Rage explains Twitch has been watching Aiden Ross and is still banned on Twitch for a stream with Nick Fuentes. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, what the is the expectation, dude? Like, it's not even sniffing Andrew Tate's seat or whatever, like all the meme shit. It's like, yeah, you until very recently were linking
Blue in his face was his beard, but it's not just his beard. It's like everything.
up and it's giving clock.
Like his ears.
How dare
Oh, because he's blue hair and leftist. There we go.
Hasn't it been 2 to 3 years though? Dog, what I'm talking about in terms of like him having Nick Fuentes on didn't happen 3 years ago. It happened like
He got gifted it from Steam Labs. Is that a channel? Is that a streamer? Steam Labs?
couple months ago. What are you talking about?
I also just like the idea of it's like it's been 2 or 3 years, man. Can't Aiden Ross? Aiden Ross have grown?
Yeah. Also, I don't.
Aiden Ross.
The thing is, like,
it's a good contrast to his bookshelf fancy close up. I fuck with it.
I don't
actually that portrait for personal development
I
everywhere.
don't personally like. I want him to be a better person. Like I do.
Like I'm all for neon, and especially because like that looks like a real neon sign. Like that. You know what I'm saying, chat? Like I've got some fake neon. That's it's okay, but. Oh, Streamlabs? Streamlabs? Gifted that to him?
I don't give a shit. Like, I want him to be a better person. I want him to, like, actively try to become a better human being.
And rewarding somebody...
Kind of ironic if it's from Streamlabs.
By giving them a megaphone again to go and use that is, like, not how they become a better person.
The problem is that, like, I think a lot of these dudes just don't have any sort of personal responsibility at all, where... they just don't want to recognize that, like, it's not some grand conspiracy. This is a platform that's trying to make money. And obviously, as a platform that's trying to make money, even though you might have a sizable audience, right? They don't want the stink associated.
Do I just need to see it up close? Do I just need to see it bigger? Yeah, no, I don't know about that. I want his face to be like tan and yeah, sure, like you can make the I get it, because he's got facial hair on the side of his face. Okay. And I want his ears to be white, right? That's the difference. That I don't know. I'm not even sure about the hair. Like I don't know. Yeah, you're right. The chest hair can't be black, and it can't be peach colored, and it can't be white, so I guess it's got to be blue.
With like denial. Okay. And that's the thing that a lot of my haters don't understand. Where my haters would be like, well, Hasan is on the platform. Why can't Aiden be on the platform? Not realizing that
Hasan doesn't open his mouth and sound like the Turner Diaries.
Yeah. Not realizing that, like, no matter how much people try to force this, like, Hasan is anti-Semitic narrative, like, adults, okay, not 14-year-olds who get
The logo. Oh, it's a Stream Elements logo. I was going to say, is that a Twitch logo? No, you're right. That's a Stream Elements logo. If they did his face plus the blue, Hasan's head would be practically normal size. Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
their political world incline, or drama YouTubers, adults, understand that that is not the case. That's the reason why the New York Times is not doing an article about, like, how much, and even though they themselves are very pro,
I would have kept it to 2 colors. Well, I mean, I guess as far as neon goes, more colors, more fancy.
Israel, even the New York Times doesn't go the distance and, like, write an article about how anti-Semitic I am, and that's why you only see it in, like, Fox News or slop paper.
William Corwin says, I'm starting to think being weaseled is a myth. Chatters might be able to tell you do have to enable gifted memberships to get weaseled. That is a thing. I think it preferentially gives it to people who talk more in chat. Those are two things off the top of my head, but I'm no expert.
Papers like New York Post. You feel me? You understand? What is this? Oh, the apologies got to be light years ahead of the disrespect. What is phase adapt?
Do not.
The apologies got to be as loud as the disrespect. I'm light years ahead of our leading scientists and politicians. I got to be heard on an international level at CNN, at BBC.
What's the Daily Loud?
I assume it's about drones. Oh, yeah. It's about military bird drones. Yeah. I mean, he's right. He's been right.
Oh, is he anti-bird?
Aiden last month.
Birds aren't real.
Month?
Guys, listen. I'm Jewish.
Sorry, it was like
Sneeko Daily. Sneeko love speech.
Okay, I'll be real. Guys, listen. I'm Jewish. You guys know that. Hitler was a great leader. What he did was wrong.
What the fuck?
So fucked. It's for real. What he did was fucked up. He killed innocent people. But he was a good leader. Like,
okay,
at the end of the day,
whose ass is he? Is he just kissing Sneeko? Why does Aiden need to kiss Sneeko's ass?
That's insane.
No, dude, getting tricked as a Jewish American into believing wait, is that yours or is that mine? That's mine, right?
That's yours. That's mine.
Yeah. Getting tricked as a Jewish American adult into like pro
what
Hitler.
Do his parents think? Like, does his mother see this?
Pro Hitler sentiment is so funny. If this was a bit, it's hilarious, but it's not a fucking bit.
No, that's what I mean. Like it's like his hat. Like it's like
look at Sneeko's face. Like even Sneeko's what the
like my parents love me unconditionally. They're wonderful parents. They're lovely people. If I said that, they wouldn't talk to me again and I would understand it.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy. Hitler was a great people. Yeah, he killed a lot of innocent people, but he was a great leader. Like what? Because you think a great leader, because his name.
What do you do?
Is it the Candace Owens shit where they're like, he was good until he started attacking other countries?
He built the Autobahn.
Okay,
it's completely ignoring, the German citizens that he put in camps and killed.
Well, but you see, right? But he got to be the leader. He
literally was awful at being a leader.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
paranoid. Yeah,
know this, but
he lost and he killed himself.
He topped himself. He was twitching. He was on speed. He was he was kind of like a baby. Everybody feted for the last few years of his, even in the war. He thought.
Watch Downfall, right?
He was a general. He was a terrible general.
Actually, kind of similar to Trump in ways.
I don't know what to say.
He failed.
Hitler was a great leader. Is one of those
conservatives love.
That's
dude,
Charlie Brown had hope.
Oh, that's definitely what Twitch needs more of, right? Just like Ethan Klein said, Twitch needs voices to speak up against Hasan Piker. And here you go, Ethan. Here's your guy. Here's your guy. We need somebody to oppose Hasan Piker. It can't be Destiny, so I guess it's got to be Aiden Ross.
That's Charlie Brown had.
Somehow Asmongold doesn't count.
Right wingers love losership, bro. They can't let it go. They're like, oh, the Confederacy. It's like, bro, that went, dude.
The Confederacy went south fast.
McRib has had more staying power than the Confederacy. You just gotta let it go at some point. Stop being a loser, dog. Same shit with the Nazis. I don't understand it. They're like, no, it'll rise again. No, you. Okay, well, I guess
also
technically it is rising again.
Well, yeah. Well, and the Hitler thing is it's just ignorance. In the most true essential that is an ignorant person with ignorant attitudes and ignorant ideals, and he sees the world in a disgusting way. So yeah, keep that banned for I don't know, aeons.
I just don't
when
if
they
he
pull out
wasn't
the Ark of the Covenant.
The thing is, if he wasn't doing this shit, then if this was, I don't know, 3 years ago, and he is actively been yeah, I'm so sorry about all the shit that I said. It was really dumb of me. I learned, I was a young 24-year-old or whatever. But it's It's like, what are you doing? I want him to rehabilitate. I want him to not be a dickhead. I want him to not have opinions like this, okay? But it's just crazy.
I mean, remember, this is the guy, like I told you, he said he voted for Trump because he thought Biden had ended Roe versus Wade.
Where he's like, no, please let me in on Twitch. I saw the same shit with Sneeko. He's trying to get unbanned too. He's like, I did a lot of fucked up stuff. Okay, the fucked up stuff is like defending pedophilia.
Sneeko did get unbanned for a hot second, didn't he?
Like, what do you mean?
I mean, it is like, look, I'll also say this, like before about, I don't know, 10 years ago, it was like considered a hard-earned privilege that you usually had to, you know, like demonstrate talent and ability to have like the ability to speak in front of thousands of people at a time. Like it wasn't just something awarded to you. And like perhaps it's like good and not bad that people can use social media to connect with large audiences, you know, in a straightforward way. I would suspect that all of this could be credited to that as well. The flip side of it, though, is that this method also lets in that motherfucker. It lets in an idiot like that.
Jessica, I doubt that Aiden Ross knows what a union is.
Just and gives him a platform because, I mean, what is he even good at? 2K?
Aiden? No, not. I mean, he was like.
What is it like?
He was funny. He was funny. He was funny. He was like.
Funny.
He would do. He had like a decent nature about him. Like he had a funny disposition. He would. No, I'm being fair. Come on, guys. Like as a content creator, remove the last like 3 or 4 years. Like remove the Andrew Tate.
Like prior to this shit. What was that?
Andrew Tate. He would play 2K, play COD. That's whatever. But that wasn't the reason why he blew up. The reason why it blew up was because he would make a mockery of himself, like a jester, right? In front of very famous people. And I think like there was something to that. Like he did do a lot of the stuff that like I think Kai does right now and does very well without, you know, Kai does it also
Izzy
very well in a much
super
more...
chatted $5. This goes to a point I made the other day. It's PPL like Sneeko, Aiden Ross and Asmund Gold is what driving many of our newer generation to the right.
In a much more manageable and normal and relatively brand friendly way. Whereas Aiden was also kind of funny and did a lot of like cool shit. Did a lot of like celebrity collabs and things of that nature.
Thank you. Play something. You know, I was just saying that I don't know how much people like Sneeko, Aiden Ross, and Asmund Gold are the symptom and how much people like that are the cause.
There is space for someone who makes a mockery of themselves in an intentional way. It's just that I think at a certain point he leveled up the self-harm to a degree where he just became like a kind of hateful person. He like really rode the Andrew Tate shit, got really invested in the gambling. A lot of these guys got a lot of bags, like big ass bags from fucking the crypto casino.
Oh yeah, Biva. We think that Barron probably set up the Trump Aiden Ross interview.
You know, stake.com. And
Amlozo Luche says probably the symptom.
They just never look back. And it's weird because like people still find this to be authentic, not realizing that you know, it is the most inauthentic thing you can do with tens of millions.
Citing towards symptom, to be honest.
Millions of dollars from a fucking cryptocurrency casino and you know, say some of the most unhinged shit to desperately clip farm and generate.
We did watch one Jimmy the Giant video. Was it? We have so Hasan's actually talked to that guy. But we watched Jimmy's alt-right pipeline video, I think.
Content that way and develop a community of fucking serial doxers, Nazis, and fucking harassers. And when I say Nazis, I'm not being woke. I mean like literally fucking neo-Nazis. Like one of his emos was straight up the Groiper meme of like the greedy merchant meme, but with Aiden's face. Like that's his community. How fucking nuts is that?
I mean, it's like, it's very sad. It's sad. It's also just, it's sad not just because it's like, it's weird to see, like, it's just definitionally, in the same way that it's sad to see Kanye be like, I love Hitler. Like, it's weird. It's sad to see a Jewish guy be like, I love Hitler. And it's sad to think that, like, he has reach.
I mean, if it was a bit, it's funny. If
it was a bit, yeah, it would be funny.
Yeah, it's like hilarious to think of a guy who's so
I feel like a lot of Aiden's stuff would be funny if it was a bit
dumb that he was duped into believing
but
that the
like,
Holocaust didn't
that's
happen
not-
or some shit.
I mean,
Like-
it seems pretty clear that he's got something wrong with him, man. I
Anyway.
don't know.
And yeah, chat forgets we used to be on good.
Has anybody seen Jimmy the Giant's latest video? I'm not sure what it's about. It says something like the thumbnail's like I got out of the alt-right pipeline to be gaslit, and it's got a picture of Hasan on it. His newer one, how self-help radicalizes young men, or did it? Yeah, that's the one. Did I escape the alt-right just to be brainwashed? I'm curious what that one's all about.
Good terms, exactly. Like I was actively trying to help him out. Dude, I'm live right now. But what is this? What is this fucking? I'm showing you to everyone. Look at this fucking guy. Yeah, there was. I was trying to be a unk. I was trying to be a good unk. Okay, and he went with the bad unk. He went with Andrew Tate. That's what happened. Which way Western man happened? Okay. Which way Western man? On the one hand, you got Hassan Abi, who fucking paints his nails and is gay, okay? And on the other hand, you have Andrew Tate, who is like way gayer than me, by the way, with the way that he dresses and shit. Like, it's crazy how gay he dresses, and like people still think that's the beacon of
It's
straight.
true. He does look like
He's
a waiter.
so
He looks
Euro.
like a waiter in Vanderpump
He's so
Rules.
fucking Euro, bro. Exactly. Anyway.
Like, he should be getting me mozzarella sticks at Sir.
That's besides the point. My point is, my point is he chose his lane, and in that process he became this like angry person, like incredibly angry person, and slowly but surely he leveled up on that anger and resentment and frustration and right-wing politics, and he basically maxed out. Now he wants to turn back, but he's still doing this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt with what I'm saying. Like, no, he was. Okay, I'll be real. Guys, listen.
And the saddest part about it is, like, I tried communicating to him that if he goes down this pathway, he's going to fucking become the person that he is now.
Okay, but bro,
in the process, he got like
But
addicted.
Hassan.
What?
He said, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's true.
He said,
Okay,
take
fair.
it with a
That's
grain
fair.
of salt.
That's fair. That's fair.
He said, take Hitler as a grain of leader with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I tried to save him from the Kanye shit too back in the day. Anyway, my point is, a lot of the stuff that I said, yeah, this is the gayest tone tweet. Jewish guy who's so dumb he gets convinced to be a Nazi is still such a top tier character. Yeah, this motherfucker wants to get unbanned from Twitch, and he's throwing up a Sig Heil, bro, on January 16th.
I fuck with all you over here too. Thank you so much for coming. I really.
What, bro?
Like, what are you doing? Jewish guy who's so dumb he gets convinced to be a Nazi is still such a top tier character. Like, if it wasn't real, it would be funny, but unfortunately it's sad and it is real. Yeah, he actually did this before Elon, because Elon did it on
And I
January
love
6th.
that they call it a controversial arm gesture, because that is like,
I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all coming. I'm gonna come out here and check up on this side too.
yeah, he did hit it pretty clean.
He hits it way cleaner
hits
than
it
Elon
very
and all
clean.
the yeah.
I mean, okay, look, the other thing is that, like, part of what all the Nazi shit is that, like, that thing that Andrew Tate clip that was going viral, where he's like, you see, like, World War II is the greatest evil, right? And, you know, like,
Andrew,
like,
I've
it is
seen
just
some of
about,
your
like,
work.
finding, like, what is the most outrageous thing I can do, and doing it, like, evacuating it of any content, just knowing, like, oh yeah, like, this is controversial. This will get a lot of attention. This will get the crowd going. Who gives a shit if it's literal Nazi stuff? It's like, I just know that it's like hitting.
I was just saying, I was wondering if he did it before Elon, and it sounds like he did. He did this before Elon.
The sides of the thing in operation. Like, zzz, like it just has the, yeah, I mean, nothing, like, what else in our society does have, like, the juice of, like, of saying Hitler was good? Like nothing. That's why he's saying it. It's cheap. It's beyond childish.
So yeah, it's just God. It makes me sad. It makes me sad because like it didn't have to fucking be this way. You know what I mean? Like because I think about not only like what this has done to him and probably his own like his own mindset, his own psyche, but also on top of that, like there are now fucking like thousands, if not millions of young boys who also think this shit is so fucking cool. They're being corny.
Gavin Newsom's son, dude.
Yo, Jessica Bell just upgraded from Based Weasel to Fancy Weasel. Shouts out to Jessica Bell. And that puts two more percentage on the board. What are we at right now? We're at 37% of the dono goal. That is more than a third of the way there.
Dude?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, if Charlie Kirk is, although
it's so busted.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, you know, people see this kind of shit. So if you do want to be unbanned, you can't do this kind of shit. You shouldn't do this kind of shit regardless. But it's also incredibly fucking stupid if you do this kind of shit. Yeah, there was also when he told a viewer he would give him $20,000 if he slashes his brother's throat because he watches me. He said his pronouns are kill/dem. He offered $1 million to find dirt on me. He told me to kill myself. There were so many things that he's done to me personally, but that's not the reason why I'm saying this. I don't give a shit. There are a lot of people online that say that kind of stuff. That stuff washes past me. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm telling you, okay? But when you do stuff like that, okay, if you think that some 45-year-olds are not actually seeing that and going, well, I don't want that toxicity because it will carry over not just to Hasan, but other content creators as well, then you'd be wrong, okay?
Yeah, I don't really see why you would let a guy in.
Chat, Ethan is trending again. What the fuck is going on? How is this motherfucker? Oh, it's
your house. He's just gonna like smear shit on the walls.
That's
seems
it.
bad for everyone.
That's it. It's like that is why a lot of these dudes that do stuff like this and then consistently level up in the toxicity and the fucking harassment campaigns against other content creators and shit, like they don't realize they're doing it to themselves. There is no accountability at all. And people always say that about me. They're like, Hasan, you never get held accountable or whatever the fuck. But it's like, I'm not doing that.
I hold you accountable when you don't respond to my text messages.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't want coffee, but I saw it too
When
late
you don't,
anyway.
you know, call me cool and good.
That's true.
I hold you accountable.
I'm technically not losing, yes. However, I do want to say that it's still addicting. I still do it off stream all the time. Like I was just doing it like before I called you. So
okay, but don't put that on your fucking fan base too. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, whatever. You're not gonna listen to me. It's clear. I keep telling you not to do it, but you keep doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff.
What is he talking about?
Gambling.
Oh.
I was trying to get him to stop gambling. I tried to get him to stop gambling over and over again. I tried to tell him like, don't take the fucking bag. And the example of a person who I had zero impact on, who actually made that exact same decision on their own, is Kai Cenat. I never told Kai Cenat not to do any of this shit, and perhaps that was a good thing because clearly nobody fucking
you've got
listens.
a great record.
Yeah,
so far.
nobody listens to me. People just like fucking do the exact opposite of what I tell them. But Kai didn't do any of that shit, and look at him now. Do you understand? Like you have to take a little bit of accountability for your actions. Okay. You got to take a little bit of accountability for your actions. You got to fucking sack up. You're a goddamn adult. You know what I mean? Hasan has a 0% success rate with these people. It's because the areas of impact where I am successful are invisible because you don't think about it. That's the only reason. But when I'm unsuccessful, it's very public.
Is the shirtless thing part of his bit too?
I mean, it's not even a bit. I think it's just who he is.
Okay, all right. I get what you're saying, but the Phils thing is what I was like, all right, the Phils.
How do you keep thinking that you can little bro people that you...
He hasn't done the shirtless thing in a while, has he? Chat, Ethan is, Ethan's at it again.
$800 billion of Medicare and Medicaid that they want to cut.
Dude,
Mike Johnson goes on.
Dude is all over Instagram. What is he saying here? Theo having Hasan on and not asking him about a statement to a Minecraft Rick Scott, his love and support for terrorism, his disdain for liberal democracy is truly an embarrassment that I hope Theo doesn't soon live down. This is the guy that just had Candace Owens on. The embarrassment? Really?
Stage says, goes on Caitlin Collins on CNN and says, oh, there's a lot of fraud happening. There's not fraud happening in Medicare and Medicaid on the point of the recipient.
Right.
It's happening on the point of the providers.
Right.
And that's why I got banned recently on Twitch yesterday. Because
I saw you got banned, and I saw you just got.
So yeah, there's Hasan talking about the Rick Scott thing.
Yeah, Libs at TikTok was like posting about how I said something and they misconstrued it as though it was a call to action to assassinate a sitting U.S. senator. Because I said to Mike Johnson, because I was listening to him back and forth, I said, like, if Mike Johnson actually cared about Medicare fraud, he would tackle Medicare fraud happening at the point of the providers. But it's obvious that he doesn't care about Medicare fraud, because if he did care about Medicare fraud, he would Rick Scott, who is responsible for the historic $1.7 billion worth of Medicare fraud.
And is he still working the
Bro, he was a corporate executive at HCA at the time in the 90s. The DOJ came after him. And he basically quit his job. He got a $10 million compensation package after doing $1.7 billion
in
of
the
Medicare
private sector,
fraud.
and then came and worked in
the private sector. He got $300 million in stock options. Didn't see a fucking moment of jail time for that. Okay. And then he became Florida governor, and now he's a fucking Florida senator, and he's a prominent figure in the Republican Party. I think he was like their head of their fundraising or some shit. I forget what his position in the Trump campaign in the Republican Party is beyond the fact that he's a senator. That guy should be in jail. Like, that's what I think. I think if you do $1.7 billion in Medicare fraud, you should be in fucking jail. Like, what are we talking about? You shouldn't be a Republican senator from Florida.
Theo trying to get a word in edgewise. That's awesome. So yeah, people are noticing what we noticed the other day, that he made a few statements that sounded like a threat to his own life. Well, this person's clipped the same stuff, right?
I saw you got banned, and I saw you just got back.
Yeah, Libs at TikTok shouldn't be a Republican senator. Like, that's what I think. I think if you do $1.7 billion in Medicare.
Looks like there's a little bit more to this clip.
Medicare fraud, you should be in fucking jail. Like, what are we talking about? You shouldn't be a Republican senator from Florida.
Yeah, it says right here, Rick Scott's role in the Columbia HCA scandal. In 2003, Rick Scott's company, Columbia HCA, the largest private hospital chain in the U.S., was found guilty of defrauding Medicare. The company was forced to pay $1.7 billion, a settlement that was the largest medical fraud fine in U.S. history at the time. Scott, who was the CEO, left the company with a $10 million severance package after the scandal.
$300 million in stock options too.
Wow.
He does have kind of an Amish sort of beard thing going on there. Hasan says this in the beginning. I kind of didn't see it at first, but now I see it.
So do you start to wonder, so this was when he was in the private sector, right?
Yeah.
So it's, what's going to be different if a guy comes over from that private sector to the public sector? It's this like...
he's the richest congressperson, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. I saw you got banned.
Wait, I sound quiet compared to the video? Before I was too loud, but thanks for letting me know. Yeah. See if we can find a middle path. Maybe that'll be better. But yeah, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so this is Ethan, encouraging people to brigade the Theo Von interview of Hasan. Yeah, the stuff from Friday has gone pretty... Wait, Laurel Loomer's crown? Wait, what is this? Filing a police report about the fraudulent CPS calls. Tips are anonymous unless they break the law. Working on getting permits to protest outside of Reddit HQ. like Laura Loomer did, out chaining herself to the Twitter front door. Ethan and LSF are now spreading the lie that Denham's reported them to the CPS. I didn't know that play something. That she said it doesn't matter because they're kids. So, is this so LSF has got clips of Denham's? Is this from a Denham's video that we can watch? Here's our disinformation tracker again. Ethan Klein thinks that having to watch old clips of him qualifies as harassment. Tens of thousands of his fans agree. That's why they keep unsubscribing.
I can't believe that, like, Ethan Klein is such a soft bitch that people criticizing him, and people like clipping him saying insane shit and saying, "Can you believe that someone is saying this insane shit?" makes him think they're trying to kill me. They're trying to get me to kill myself. Like, then what are you trying to get other people to do? The way that you talk about other people, is that what your goal is? Is that a self-report? Is that projection? I can't believe that, like, Ethan Klein is such a soft.
Denham's confirmed everything Ethan said was bullshit. LSF post on resources. So this is what LSF is propagating. Wait, is this actually a... Oh, it's a link to her Twitch. Flip mirror. What the fuck is up with LSF? Yo, Vamps,
He
thank
wanted
you
to
for
look at everything.
resubscribing.
He was checking the house and like, where do the dogs go potty? Because we heard that there's poop on the floor.
The house is spotless.
Our house is so clean.
So this is what they're saying is that Denham's did wrong.
I have no words. I have no words, dude. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Oh, God.
Wait, what?
He wanted to look at everything.
Well, the house is spotless.
He was
by the way.
checking the house and like, where do the dogs go potty? Because we heard that there's poop on the floor.
The house is spotless.
Our house is so clean.
Oh, is it her chat? Are we supposed to look at the chat? Denham's and her chat I mean, Denims is just laughing.
I have no words.
React
I have
to
no words, dude.
Ethan
Nothing to
being.
say, nothing to say.
Yeah, this is Ethan in her chat. React to Ethan. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is what Denims did bad. Are they trying to say what are they using to say that what are they using to say that Denims is are they trying to imply that Denims called CPS? Denims says it's okay to call CPS, says Ethan, because kids don't form memories. If this is how she plans to parent someday, I'm worried about her kids. Don't even have to remember an exact memory for it to have a long-lasting effect. Shut up, Ethan. God. On who you are at your core, you can have long-lasting trauma from something that happened to you when you're 2 years old. How does she not even at least light Google? Oh, shut up. God. Profoundly ignorant man. We're getting harassed lately in ways we've never experienced before. They called Child Protective Services. This is Ethan on Instagram. They are now performing an investigation. If you know a reporter that's willing to cover this topic on online harassment, the Reddit snark pages, please let me know. That's not usually how reporting works, right? Like, it's not like, he's just used to, like, if his toilet breaks, he gets a plumber. If he needs somebody to take care of his kids, he gets a housekeeper. And so he figures if he wants a story written about him, a positive story written about him, he should get a reporter. This has crossed all lines of what's okay. I just wish someone would take this seriously. We've been talking about this on our podcast for years now, and it's like no one hears us. Ethan and I, this is Gila, are very strong individuals, so we'll be okay, but I worry about others. Yeah, definitely. You're worried about others. I'm sure that's it. You're worried about others. I don't know if this is necessarily anything that's going on with Snark. This is a police or a CPS report was filed. The CPS went to visit the clients to make sure that everything was okay. It was based on the story that Ethan told about the dog infected with Giardia and his suspicion that the baby had caught Giardia from quote unquote rolling around on the ground and eating anything that they find. The way that one would contract Giardia would be eating the dog's poop. And so that's kind of what Ethan seemed to imply. This seemed concerning to some people, and indeed somebody supposedly that worked at his house called CPS. Ethan Klein Reddit headquarters protest. Oh, I love that. We demand to be taken seriously. Yes, you do.
Israel before the war.
My Jews didn't really live in
Israel before the war.
My pronouns are they.
Jews didn't really live in Israel before the war.
My
I mean, not true.
pronouns are they.
Okay.
What did he say? What did he say? Oh, what did he say? Girl.
Jews didn't really live in Israel before the war.
My Jews didn't really live in Israel before the war. What did he say?
Jews didn't really
Wait, so is this H3 subreddit found March 1st unlisted VOD from Denim's Twitch channel? In the VOD, numerous chatters were suggesting. So it was the chatters suggesting. Is that all?
shit in their house. And then And Denim hosts this and see what she says. And then now we wonder why people are calling Child Protective Services.
But they called it before I even did this stream.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit.
Okay, can you see this okay, chat? Or is this like... I probably made it too big. Here, you'll be able to read the chat, I guess, below Bad Empanada.
On the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something. But they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time
I'm sorry, but wanting to call CPS in a situation like this is not something that you can say is problematic. Ethan telling this story and exaggerating it, if that's what he did, and those kids really aren't in danger, or accurately reflecting the state of things in his house, in which case they are in danger, is something that would rightly make someone concerned. This is so wild that this fucking Hasan Stalker account is trying to be like, oh, we caught her. We caught Denims. Her chat said CPS. There we go.
I managed.
That's harassment. Trying to keep like kids safe is harassment. Wow.
Or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have Mold Mondays. Now we have Shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew, playing.
No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is this happening? How is this happening?
Yeah, and at this point, after Friday's broadcast, like, one wonders if Ethan himself is okay. And it's just like, I mean, he's saying things on stream that if he said to a mandatory reporter, right, a health official that was duty bound to report, to the Department of Health, they would do so. Ethan doesn't understand that his paranoid obsessive feuds have leveled up to the profile of both Denims and Hasan. Have leveled up. Yeah, well, especially Denims, right? Remember, Denims had 40,000 watching her that day. Okay, we gotta check this out.
Let's start at the very beginning of this show.
I was gonna watch the Theo Von.
First
I must let
it be known that I streamed just a few hours before this, and they already had it ready to be clipped, which is like, damn, I didn't know you guys were dedicated watchers. You guys should have said something. Stop. Someone in chat can gift you a sub, okay? Just say you're a fan, and that's okay. All right, we got you, man. We got you. But more importantly, from my understanding, CPS got called to his house. There's like varying clips talking about whether or not the person that called was someone that he knew. Like I saw, let me see if I can find it. I thought I saved it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's on my phone. Let me see.
You want to take a look at the poll one last time here. Looks like Francesca responds to Cenk is now ahead, with Hasan exposes DGG in second place, how Joe Rogan ruined comedy in third place, and more of that Ethan seething in fourth place. 170 of you have voted. If you haven't voted yet, this is your last chance. Make those votes count, right? 43% towards the dono goal. That means 57% away from the dono goal. So we've got a little bit of time. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch as much as I can of this Denims thing. But yeah, after that, I will probably go to bed. We do not unlock any dono content. It's apparently chat. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Thanks for joining me.
I mean,
let's start at the very
there we go. I'm allergic to real news, I guess. No. Newsday Tuesday, chat. We'll cover it on Newsday Tuesday.
Show. First and foremost, I must let it be known that I streamed just a few hours before this and they already had it ready to be clipped, which is like, damn, I didn't know you guys were dedicated watchers. You guys should have said something. Stop. Someone in chat can gift you a sub, okay? Just say you're a fan, and that's okay. All right? We got you, man. We got you. But more importantly, from my understanding, CPS got called to his house. There's like varying clips talking about whether or not the person that called was someone that he knew. Like I saw, let me see if I can find it.
Well, he said that CPS had said it was coming from inside the house. No, CPS said it was what, like an employee or an acquaintance?
I thought I saved it. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's on my phone. Let me see. I can't find it right now. I forgot to save it, unfortunately. But yeah, they're saying that like apparently the call was from someone who knew them, or at least the CPS agents that ended up showing up said that. I think it's very bizarre for him to try and blame me, even remotely. I know he's tried to blame me and like Trisha Paytas.
That's wild. Well, yeah. Somehow something about Trisha should disavow the snark, I guess. Even though didn't he contribute to Trisha's snark
for this as well, which is very bizarre because I've never mentioned CPS once. I'm pretty like strongly against CPS because it's so underfunded and there aren't enough homes for people. I've never said to do this. I in fact say the complete opposite, which is like, don't tap the glass. Don't waste your time going and responding or commenting or even doing any of this shit. Enjoy yourself in this stream. We can all point and laugh at the guy who looks like an insane person, and then we can go on about our lives. It's a waste of your time. If you want to go bother someone, if you want to call and get something done, call your local representative. Call your local politicians. They're literally public servants. They are there to listen to you complain to them. They're there to listen to you say, I hate everything that you do. You suck at your job. Why the fuck are you in support of these bills? Why the fuck aren't you in support of these ones? That's what they're there for. So if you're gonna spend your time being a hater, you should do it to your local politicians. And again, I've always said that.
He had Trisha's Snark subreddit as his browser homepage? Oh no.
You can look back like years at this point. That's the only type of action that I've ever told people to engage in. Mostly again, because
So chat, how does this daylight shit work? As soon as it turns midnight, is it effectively 1? Do we just skip the midnight hour? This is getting late for me if it's really going to be 1 in 6 minutes.
I think it's a waste of your guys' time. Like going and leaving a hate comment or whatever, or giving a fuck about what this guy does. In fact, this is why people are very uncharitable in general. It's because when you are charitable, nobody notices. I've said multiple times, I'm not going to ever comment on whether or not I think that this guy, Ethan Klein, is a good father or like his relationship with his family. What I will say is it's very loser behavior to have.
Yeah, I mean, we can't tell. We can't tell, right? And what I can't tell is how much of Ethan's personality and how much what he says on stream is done for entertainment and how much is real. Because if that shit that he said was real, then I mean there is, definitely a concern there. Whether somebody wants to called CPS or whether like Denims is saying they think it's, it's not gonna help anything. That's, kind of up to them. But I do understand people being worried about this.
And kids and spend all your time in the editing dungeon. That's just pathetic.
Oh, it cut an hour off of your pay, Izzy? That sucks.
That's a comment on you being a pathetic loser. That you would rather spend your time editing a video that is in unbelievably poor taste, is just not well researched, just very pathetic overall, instead of spending time with your fucking family and being like, actually, I don't give a fuck about this drama. That's just you being a loser. That's just you being an internet degen loser. And if anything, honestly, with the way that this guy simps for his wife, I believe that he's a great dad. I believe that his kids ask him for whatever he wants or whatever they want and he just gives it to them. Have you seen how hard this guy fucking just gives
Wait, it happens at 2. It happens at 2. Okay, so it won't happen yet, but
whatever she wants? He literally doesn't fight her on anything. This guy's probably...
If I'm asleep during that time, do I get credit for the extra hour of sleep or?
A great dad. He probably cares the most about his kids and his wife above all else.
I hope everyone is having a lovely day. And don't forget to treat yourself every now and then. DNM love DNMO.
When I say great dad, I mean like puts those people in his life above everybody else. You can still be like negligent and do bad things. Like, I don't think that he doesn't love his dogs. I think he's just too stupid to realize he shouldn't be feeding them cheese and then blames everyone around him. Sorry, when I say great dad, I mean asterisk cares about his family above all else, given the way that he treats his wife. Given the way that his wife can ask for literally anything, she can ask him to defend literally anything Israel has ever done. And he's like, yes, anything for you, queen. Anything for you. No, actually, honey, I love your adult toddler core outfits. I love them. No. They look so amazing with you.
No.
They look so amazing on you, honey. Like,
oh my God. I mean, like, if you heard, look, I don't feel bad for Hila. I don't, like, Denims burned Hila pretty bad, but I don't feel bad. Denims was making fun, or like Hila was making fun of Denims' outfits. They were both speculating that, like, maybe Denims is poor. I mean, they were super mean to Denims, so I don't feel sorry at all.
Pretty forward on like saying, no, I don't comment on these things. I don't comment on these things. But they desperately want to pretend like I am. But this is also why so many people don't believe in being honest about things. It's because you don't get any points for honesty. Like I don't get any points for being honest about his, or like my opinions about his relationship with his family, but they get points for lying, right? Which is what's currently happening, which is why he's spreading this lawsuit nonsense. Lying is OP. I mean, I think Mike says that lying is OP. The problem is,
I believe Hasan says that. I don't know if Mike came up with it.
I think it's just not a good long-term strategy, so I don't do it.
Good morning.
They spent 20 minutes talking about how honorable it is to serve in the IDF. It was deranged. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. Cyber, thank you for the 4 months. Tracy Poop, thank you for the 4. Shavacorn, Loaf Bats, Anon, thank you for the gift. Riz, thank you guys. Thank you. Pet Style, thank you. So anyways, moving on. Sorry, reading chat. So anyways, yes, CPS got called to his house for like the kids getting sick thing, which I think he's just like really mad about me in general. 1, because like Arab, 2, because woman, 3, because I won't just fold. Because he's trying to bully me. I'm not going to just fold and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm never going to say anything mean again. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't play that game. And I think it's pissed him off enough that he's now trying to connect me to the CPS thing, even though I was gone. I wasn't.
I mean, like, let's be real. He doesn't believe. I don't believe for a minute that Ethan thinks that Denims was involved in CPS getting called. I think that Ethan is directing harassment at Denims. That's what that is. Painting Denims as somebody who is, hurting Ethan's family, to his Fupa Troopas, who are at this point pretty fucking unhinged, right? I mean, they're taking their cues from Ethan, so what do you expect?
I didn't stream for 3 days when this happened. And the stream prior to that, I didn't make any comments about CPS. Like, I have nothing to do with this. I think you're just trying to pin this on.
And then I think they clipped her here and showed her chat saying stuff about CPS, but that is literally just what chat is going to think.
People you don't like because you can, which is very bizarre, very insane stuff. And I think I'll play the clip. I'll play the clip. You think he hates you more because you're a woman or because you're Arab? More because I'm Arab, I think. I mean, we all know what he says about like Arab people having a certain inclination.
Would that be the actual definition of defamation? It could be.
For like violence. Like he's the one who said the racist shit about Arab people and Arab Muslims specifically.
Hello, everybody. This is Ethan Klein, host of the H3 show.
Make a
It's
little
Friday, March 7th, 2025. Hila's here, and special guest.
Sorry, I got to skip ahead from this stuff.
I do agree, but I still think it looks good. I think you could really pull off the soul. Listen, in our long career of being influencers in the public sphere, we've been swatted several times. People say, "Hey, I killed my wife and kids, and I'm in the closet, and I'm gonna kill myself."
And I put bombs around the house.
It's usually.
Did he really make a comment about her shirt? Like I know Hila was making fun of the one of the tops that she was wearing, insinuating it was cheap.
Something like that, and then the helicopters come, fire trucks come, police come. I remember it happened where they went around the perimeter of our house and Shredder got out. It was so scary. That part was so scary. We weren't there at the time. We've also had the FBI come to our house actually at this point several times. One of them being to tell us not to open any packages until further notice. Yeah. Those were all, I'm pretty sure, from more like on the right side of anti-Semitism, Nazi-adjacent types of shit. And we knew that because one of the guys who doxed us, I was getting letters from the Department of Justice for like an entire year updating me on this guy's case.
Yeah.
Who's a member of... What's happening?
He's fixing my camera, I think.
Oh, okay. I forget what... He was part of some neo...
But not to ruin his sniffling. Yeah. Why is he sniffling so much? I think he like got sick and he's taking some medicine for whatever he's sick with, so it's making him like sniffle. Someone said it's a tick. I mean, I know
no, at this point I would say it sounds like it might be a chronic allergy. I mean, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody, but based on what he's been doing, like it's whatever it is, it's been with him for longer than an infection would be. So and his doctor seems to be prescribing allergy stuff.
Ticks can develop, but I'm pretty sure he literally said that the sniffling was because of this, what is it called? It was caused by the medication for like his coughing because he was sick. That's what he said, I'm pretty sure. And again, I know that ticks can develop, like you can develop new ticks if you have Tourette's. So it doesn't really matter that he wasn't sniffling before because again, you can develop new ticks, especially when he's very clearly mentally distressed and unwell, right? But yeah, it is really...
Nazi gang that was actually responsible for like assassinating people for real. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget the name, but it was like a real...
Yeah, there's
a name and a face.
So that's what we've been through. Although I'll say this morning, we after all these years, still getting new experiences. This morning we got a visit from Child Protective Services because I told this story on the show a few weeks ago about how when we adopted Olive, she had Giardia. And then the next day, Sonny started having diarrhea, so we suspected he might have Giardia.
Can someone who knows more about this, who's Olive? Is that the dog? That's the dog, right? Okay, so they're saying they adopted the dog and they were pretty sure, let me get the wording perfectly.
He had Giardia.
Yeah, so he said that she had Giardia. They said that the dog they adopted had Giardia. Also, Oz, thank you for the 10 gifts. Thank you.
Then the next day, Sonny started having diarrhea, so we suspected he might have Giardia. Seeing as that he's an infant, he's crawling around, he's putting everything in his mouth, etc. Makes sense, right? It's obvious. So it turned into this whole snark narrative that our house is a mess, that there's dog shit everywhere, that Sonny is eating shit and getting Giardia and, etc., etc. And well, it culminated in somebody finally, an anonymous call went into them on the 3rd saying that they were somebody that works at the house and they wanted to report us because our kids are crawling around eating dog shit and getting viruses. And they were able to provide enough details because of what I said on the show to make it appear that it was somebody. He said, like, when he first showed up, he's like, it's somebody that you know who made the
I'm
report.
nearly certain every time he
And I'm
sniffs
like-
it is because he thought about Hassan or Dennis reacting to what he says.
Like, no, okay. So I mean, they used.
Stop.
I mean, yeah, you could easily impersonate.
What's? Oh, sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
What's truly like despicable to me is the fact that like you hear so often that CPS like that they're not always.
They're underfunded.
Yes, and also it always like seeps through the cracks for some reason.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they were so on it here, it's like that could have gone to a family that really needed it and a child that really needed to be.
All right, Chad, I'm going to have to just go ahead and call it. I would like to thank my Patreons for supporting me. Everybody who supports me at any level gets access to the videos before they come out. At the $5 level and higher, you also get a shout out, which I will do now. Shouts out to Oral Ellipsis, shouts out to Temporal Insanity, shouts out to Steven Sayers, shouts out to Funky Monkey, shouts out to Shaxba, shouts out to Sarah, shouts out to Nadia Yvette, shouts out to Moe Noip, shouts out to Magaggles, shouts out to Just Julie, shouts out to Jules K, shouts out to Jessica Bell, shouts out to Izzy Mandius, shouts out to Infallible Fowl, shouts out to Hot Ham Radio, shouts out to Good for Gabby, shouts out to Buffy Geek, shouts out to Animus, and a fancy shout out to Zara Xerax, to Rachel K, and to Omega Star. And with that, I shall raid you into Peacefire Now, who is going for partner. And hopefully we'll get partner. Looking strong tonight on those numbers. Peacefire Now. I will give you over on YouTube the link in case you want to come over and help Peacefire Now hit those goals. Big political streamer with an emphasis on Free Palestine. So let's go support Peacefire Now. There's the link. We're just getting everybody piling into the raid. We got 30 people. Yeah, this is going to help out a lot. 31. I always wonder, chat, as my Twitch numbers start to come back up, like at some point I'll be eligible for partner. I'm not sure if I want partner though. I remember hearing that partner just like wasn't worth it. Like anyway, there's more to it. I'll be back probably again tomorrow with more content for you. Sorry, I'm just getting completely tired now, and I probably should get to bed if it's going to be 1 hour. Oh, there we go. Is that oh, it's 5:43. Okay, so you got a few more seconds if you want to jump in that raid. There we go. We're raiding into there. Peacefire Now.
This here. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. We got ourselves another raid. No Comment Chick CC, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. If you are not following No Comment Chick CC, they have been supporting this stream, raiding in all the time. Appreciate you. Hope your stream went well.
There we go.
And that being said, I also want to say thanks to Miss Vamps. For those coming in who do not know me, you can call me Peacefire, PFN, Iheb. These are all names I go by now. And I must warn all of you, you have stumbled upon a radical who believes that we should all have access to housing, a radical who thinks we should have access to food, access to good healthcare, education.
All right. And with that, I am going to see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a good night's sleep if that applies.
And somehow that has turned from just being a radical to being pro-terrorist. So
oh, God. Yeah. Tell me about it.
The way I see it, there is intersectionality in all of our struggles, and we